Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic Radio Theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Variety on this Saturday will have episodes of the Lux Radio Theater and a biography in sound on Fred Allen, looking at him on his passing, which was 70 years ago. And Fibber McGee and Molly wrapping everything up here on this Saturday. This is the 9th day of May, 129th day of the year, 236 days left. Christopher Columbus left Spain for his fourth and final journey to the New World on this date in 1502. City of Reno founded on this date in 1868. The final German surrender to Marshal Georgy Zhukov at Berlin, signed by Colonel General Hans-Jürgen Stumpf. As the representative of the Luftwaffe, Field Marshal William Keitel is the Chief of Staff of the OKW, and Admiral Hans-Georg von Friedberg as Commander-in-Chief of the Navy. It was on this date in 1945 Hermann Goering captured by the U.S. Army. L. Ron Hubbard published his book on Dianetics entitled Dianetics, a Modern Science of Mental Health on this date in 1950. Sam and Friends debuted on a local TV station on this date in 1955. It was the first television appearance of both Jim Henson and what would become Kermit the Frog and the Muppets. The FDA approved the sale of the birth control pill on this date in 1960. Federal Communications Commission Chair Newton Minow uttered a phrase on this date in 1961 that critics of television have been quoting ever since. It came during a speech in which he issued a challenge to television executives.
Keep your eyes glued to that set until the station signs off. I can assure you that what you will observe is a vast wasteland.
And with all the channels we have today, it's almost just as bad. Those words from FCC Chairman Newton Minow on this date in 1961. Muhammad Ali stripped of his boxing titles on this date in 1967 for refusing induction into the armed services.
America at this moment is paying greatly for her stand in Asia. She's losing world power and money. Boys are dying daily. So this just comes with the price you pay for taking stands that you believe in that are unpopular in certain societies.
Muhammad Ali on this date in 1967. House of Representatives Judiciary Committee opened formal and public impeachment proceedings against President Nixon on this date in 1974.
I don't need to stress again the importance of our undertaking and the wisdom, decency, and principle which we must bring to it. We understand our high constitutional responsibility. We will faithfully live up to it.
Committee Chairman Peter Rodino. In Florida on this date in 1980, Liberian freighter SS Summit Venture hit the Sunshine Skyway Bridge over Tampa Bay, sending 35 people, mostly in a bus, to a watery death as a 1,400-foot section of the bridge collapsed.
As I came to the very top of the bridge here, I saw the rest of the bridge was out and applied the brakes immediately and stopped with them in about 2 feet of going in.
Richard Hornbuckle describing how he stopped his car just in time to avoid falling into Tampa Bay on this date in 1980. Nelson Mandela inaugurated on this date in 1994 as South Africa's first black president. Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger selected as the successor of Pope John Paul II on this date in 2005. He chose the name Pope Benedict XVI. He resigned in 2013 and passed in 2022. Among those passing away on this date include the very funny Alan King.
Like I've been reading about brainwashing and psychological warfare. If the scientists want to come to my house for 2 weeks, my wife will show you how to pick a brain apart.
Alan King passing away on this date 22 years ago today. Also passing away on this date, food manufacturer C.W. Post. You remember your Post Toasties? Yeah. Actor Edmund O'Brien, country singer Keith Whitley, Mrs. Phil Harris, passing away on this date. Alice Faye. Singer, actress, Lena Horne. The hairdresser, Vidal Sassoon. Yes, there really was one. Little Richard, passing on this date 6 years ago today. And passing 2 years ago today, a man who made some really cheap and crazy movies. Roger Corman, born on this date. Now, birthdays of those who are no longer with us include the abolitionist John Brown, shipbuilder Henry J. Kaiser, musician Hank Snow, Please Help Me, I'm Falling, journalist Mike Wallace, actor Albert Finney, and actress Glenda Jackson, all born on this date in history that are now performing on an entirely different stage.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Man behind the Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Simpsons in Terms of Endearment, James L. Brooks turns 86 years old today. Man who sang some great music, Tommy Rowe, Dizzy. He is 84 years old today. A young lady who's had quite the career, Candace Bergen, is 80 today.
Candy, you're almost 12 now, aren't you? Have you given any thought to the future? I mean, what are some of your plans?
Oh, well,
you want to embark on a theatrical career?
Oh, yes, I'd like to do that. And I'd like to be a dress designer.
You do dancing, too?
Oh, I take modern dance.
Mm-hmm. And what can you do?
Well, I can sing.
You sing? In that case, Candy, Melinda, and I will sing a song that we've been carefully rehearsing for the past 3 weeks. Now, Mr. Meekin, would you mind giving us a start here? Now get together and sway and smile.
Go!
Won't you play a simple melody like my mother sang to me? One with good old-fashioned harmony.
Musical demon, such a honey, a dream. Won't you play me some rag? Just like a beautiful rag is like a beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy of the tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because my honey baby is simply crazy about rag.
That's from 1958. Candy was just 11 at that point in time. Candace Bergen, with her father, Edgar Bergen, on Groucho Marx's quiz show, You Bet Your Life. Of course, she was Candy there. And the fun part about that particular episode of the show is Edgar and Candy and Edgar and Groucho's daughter, Melinda, I believe it was, and the producers threw them a curve because they were going to give them a rehearsed set of questions, and what happened is they did not give them the questions they had rehearsed. So Edgar and Groucho looked like Goose, and Candy and Melinda looked great. Candace Bergen, 80 years old today. Of course, yeah, she went on and did a couple of other things, some couple of TV shows. What was it? Murphy Brown? Yeah. Also turning 80 today, singer-songwriter Clint Holmes had one big hit, Playground in My Mind. And he still performs, I believe he's still performing in Las Vegas, last I heard. Also, Billy Joel, 77 years old today. Canadian R&B singer Tamina Hill. Tamina is how she's mainly known as. She's 51 and is a multiple sclerosis survivor. We wish her the best. And best known for her time performing in the musical Rent. Rosario Dawson is 47 today. Those are just a few of the people celebrating the 9th day of May as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
When I think of Brent, I think of that wonderful song, 525,600 minutes. Great, great song. And, you shouldn't have to deal with 1 minute more of gastric distress. And if you have any of the problems, can I suggest you check out Professor B's Digestive Aid? 2 simple ingredients, ancient aphtheria and pure honey. And they've combined them so that they give you long-lasting relief from gastric troubles. Professor B's Digestive Aid, available by going to profbees.com, PROFBEES.com. And, of course, if you don't have a pen handy, you can find it in the show notes. You can find it at classicradio.stream. And when you go there, and if you use my promo code, you will save yourself 10%. You'll also support the podcast, which is a good thing, don't you know? Because, and of course, the concept is so wonderful, I think it's worth you looking at. Professor B's Digestive Aid. Check it out. Give your gut a break. Now, on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're going to go to the movies for the Lux Radio Theater presentation of My Man Godfrey. That's up next.
Your contribution of $10 or $6.95 for the budget relief package will send more relief overseas than the same money spent any other way. To help people in foreign countries with food or clothing, send your check to Nonprofit Care, New York. That's Care, New York. Send your check, your name and address, and full particulars about who's to get the package. Care will do the rest.
And you can follow what's going on with CARE today. They still have a ton of programs. Go to care.org, that's care.org, and show that you care. Now, coming up next here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, William Powell, Carole Lombard in the 1938 reproduction on the Lux Radio Theater adaptation of My Man Godfrey. This is going back 88 years.
From Hollywood, California, the Lux Radio Theater presents William Powell and Carole Lombard in My Man Godfrey, with Gail Patrick, Misha Auer, and David Niven.
Lux presents Hollywood. First, a word of thanks to you, our loyal listeners. It's because of your continued purchases of our products, Lux Toilet Soap and Lux Flakes, that we're able to bring you these programs every Monday night. Twice in recent weeks, we have made a special announcement at the end of our performance. The response to this announcement has been so enthusiastic that we are making it again tonight. You will hear it at the end of this program. Listen for it carefully, please. Our guests tonight include Miss Madeline Fields, Carole Lombard's close friend and personal business manager, and Mr. Eric Hatch, author of the novel and co-author of the picture script on which our play is based. Louis Silvers conducts our orchestra. We take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the Women's National Radio Committee, which, representing 2 million members of women's clubs the country over, has just voted the Lux Radio Theater the best dramatic program on the air. And now, your host and producer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. A few years ago, I selected 2 Mack Sennett bathing beauties for my first talking picture, Dynamite. One of the girls was Madeline Fields, whom I thought had a future in pictures. The other was Jane Peters, whom I discharged for lack of talent. Today, Miss Peters, one of the screen's cleverest actresses, is known as Carole Lombard, and Miss Fields is Carole's personal business manager, which sometimes prompts even my best friends to tell me that I'm not the world's greatest talent scout. William Powell, who stars with Miss Lombard tonight, started his theatrical career as an usher in Kansas City for exactly nothing a week. He reached the stage because of a 23-page letter he wrote to an aunt in Pittsburgh. It must have been a remarkable letter because it obtained a $700 loan, which took young Mr. Powell to New York and dramatic school. Celebrated for his debonair drolleries, a master of the lifted eyebrow and the screen's #1 Beau Brummel, we hear him shortly in his great screen characterization, the title role in My Man Godfrey. Miss Lombard, our First Lady of Lunacy, is active again as that moonstruck maiden Irene Bullock. 3 more celebrities round out our star-studded cast. Miss Gail Patrick as Cornelia, Misha Auer as Carlo, and David Niven as Tommy Gray. It's curtain time, and the Lux Radio Theater presents Carole Lombard and William Powell in My Man Godfrey with Gail Patrick, Misha Auer, and David Niven. It's a gorgeous night on New York's waterfront. Softly the moonlight tips the majestic spires of the Queensboro Bridge with a silvery glow and comes gently to rest on a pile of refuse known as the city dump. In the center of this wasteland, a small fire is burning, and our man Godfrey, in tattered clothes with a 3-day growth of beard, sits on a packing case warming his hands. The 16-cylinder motor purrs softly into the scene and comes to a stop. 3 people alight. One of them, a young lady in evening clothes, steps gingerly toward the fire.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How'd you like to make $5?
How would I didn't quite catch what you said.
I said, how would you like to make $5?
Well, I don't want to seem inquisitive, but what would I have to do for it?
Oh, all you have to do is go to the Waldorf Ritz Hotel with me, and I'll show you to a few people, and then I'll send you right back.
May I inquire just why you would want to show me to people at the Waldorf Ritz?
Well, if you must know, it's a game, a scavenger hunt. If I find a forgotten man first, I win. Is that clear?
Yes, quite clear. Shall I wear my tails or come just as I am?
Now, you needn't be fresh. Do you want the $5 or don't you?
Madam, I can't tell you how flattered I am by your very generous offer.
What are you doing? Get away from me.
However, I'm afraid I'll have to take it up with my board of directors.
Don't you push me.
And no matter what my board of directors advise, I think you should be spanked.
Oh! Knock me down. You deliberately pushed me into that junk pile.
No, I didn't, but it suited you nicely.
George!
I saw that. I saw what you did. Are you in the habit of hitting ladies?
Maybe. I'm in the habit of hitting gentlemen also, if that would interest you.
Don't you touch me.
George, aren't you going to do anything?
I certainly am. I'm going to get a policeman. Come along.
George, come back here, George.
Get in, dear. I'll show you.
Oh, hello.
Hello? Who are you?
I'm Irene. Oh, that was my sister Cornelia you pushed in the ash pile.
How would you like to have me push Cornelia's sister into an ash pile?
Oh, I don't think I'd like it.
Wait a minute. Are you a member of this hunting party?
I was, but I'm not now. It's the funniest thing. I couldn't help but laugh. You know, I've wanted to do that ever since I was 6 years old.
You wanted to do what?
Oh, push Cornelia in something. You know, a pile of ashes or something. Cornelia thought she was going to win, and you pushed her into a pile of ashes.
Look, do you think you could follow an intelligent conversation for just a moment?
I'll try.
Well, that's fine. Do you mind telling me just what a scavenger hunt is?
Well, a scavenger hunt is exactly like a treasure hunt, except that in a treasure hunt you find something you want, and in a scavenger hunt you try to find something that nobody wants. And the one that wins gets a prize, only there really isn't a prize, because all the money goes to charity. That is, if there's any money left over, but then there never is.
Well, that clears up the whole matter beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Well, I suppose I should be going, shouldn't I?
That's a good idea.
Oh, I want to see who won the game. I suppose it was Cornelia again. She's probably got another forgotten man by now.
You mean if you took me along with you, that you'd win the game? Is that the idea?
Well, I might if I got there first.
Let's beat Cornelia.
It wouldn't be asking too much?
Not at all. I'm very curious. I'd really like to see just what a scavenger hunt looks like.
Oh, but I just told you.
Yes, but I'm still curious.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, ladies and gentlemen, quiet, please. Your attention, please. Miss
Bullock has the forgotten man.
Well,
Here he is. Would you mind stepping up on the platform,
Yes,
please?
get right up on the platform, Godfrey. Doesn't he look funny?
Just stand over there, between the monkey and the goat. Now, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Fire away.
What is your address?
City Dump 32, East River. Sutton Place.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Is that your permanent address?
Well, the permanency is rather questionable. You see, the place is being rapidly filled in.
Do you mind? May I ask you a personal question?
If it isn't too personal.
Are those whiskers your own?
No one else has claimed them.
Thank you. Now, one more question. Are you wanted by the police?
That's just the trouble. Nobody wants me.
Oh!
A very good answer.
Splendid, Godfrey.
The committee is satisfied. Miss Irene Bullock wins the scavenger hunt for the forgotten man.
Turn around, Godfrey. Shush. He's going to speak.
My purpose in coming here tonight was twofold. First, I wanted to aid this young lady. Second, I was curious to see how a bunch of empty-headed nitwits conducted themselves.
What do you think?
My curiosity is satisfied. I assure you it will be a pleasure for me to go back to a society of really important people. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
I never heard of you.
Godfrey, wait. Oh, Godfrey, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, I'd never brought you in there if I thought they were going to humiliate you. You know, I'm terribly grateful. It's the first time I've ever beaten Cornelia at anything, and you helped me do it. Oh, I wish I could do something for you.
Why?
Because you've done something for me, don't you see?
Well, I could use a job if you've got one lying around loose.
Can you buttle?
Buttle?
Yes, we're fresh out of Butler's, the one we had left this morning.
I'm afraid I wouldn't be much good at that.
Oh, yes, you would. You're going to make the best butler we ever had.
You really think so?
Oh, I do.
Well, all right. Thank you.
Good night, Godfrey.
Good night, Miss Bullock.
Good night.
Well?
I beg your pardon. I'm the...
Yes, you're the new butler. Well, I'm the old maid. Come in.
Oh, thank you. How did you know I was the new butler?
Oh, there's one every morning at this hour. They're dropping in and out all the time.
Is the family that exacting?
No, they're that nutty.
I see. Does the butler have quarters here in the house, or isn't it necessary?
You won't need any quarters. Just hang your hat near the door so you can get it quickly on your way out.
What's that?
That's the old battle axe. She usually rings about this time.
The old battle axe.
Yeah, Mrs. Bullock. She's the mother type. If she has the jitters, and she usually does, she'll ring again in a minute in no uncertain terms. Then, brother, you better grab her tomato juice and get going. Well, there she goes. Well, Cupid, this is your big opportunity.
Shall I take it to her?
Yeah, but you might as well know the worst, but I want to warn you. She, sees pixies.
Pixies?
Mm-hmm. You know, the little men.
Oh, those.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Where do I find her?
Upstairs. She's in the first cage on the right.
Well, wish me luck.
Happy landing.
Who is it?
Good morning, Mrs. Bullock.
Good morning. What day is it, Molly?
I'm not Molly.
Who isn't Molly?
I'm not.
Well, stop jumping up and down so I can see who you are.
I'm not jumping.
It's better. What's your name?
Godfrey.
Are you someone I know?
We met last night at the Waldorf Ritz. I'm the forgotten man.
Oh, so many people have such bad memories.
That's the truth. Will you drink this now?
What's that?
Pixie remover.
Oh, then you see them, too.
Yes, we're old friends.
Yes. But you mustn't step on them. I don't like them, but I don't like to see them stepped on.
I'll be very careful. I wouldn't hurt them for the world.
Thank you. Oh, you're a great help. Go away. Go away, little man. Go away. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Oh, there they go. You're very comforting, Godfrey. Oh, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Hello. Put your hat and valise at the foot of the stairs.
Well, I think I won the first round.
You mean you're still working here?
I haven't heard anything to the contrary.
Well, You just got by the cub. Now try the lioness.
Oh. Which is she?
Her name's Cornelia. She's a sweet-tempered little number.
Oh, yes. I met her last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a tray.
Second door.
Thanks.
Who is that?
Good morning, Miss...
What do you mean by barging into my room? You...
But I...
Get out! Get out, you!
Oh, wait, you don't...
Get out! Get out, I said, and don't come back!
Hello?
Hello. I'm afraid I lost the second round.
Hey, Molly, cut out all the noise and bring me some breakfast.
Opportunity never stops knocking in this house. That's Irene. You want to try again?
Here goes.
Lots of luck.
Good morning. I brought you breakfast.
Oh, are you the new butler?
Don't you remember last night?
Well, what happened to Godfrey?
I'm Godfrey.
Oh, you look so different. What happened to those nice whiskers? Well, turn around and let me look at you. Oh, you're the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you. Will there be anything else?
Yes, sit down and talk. You know, I like to talk in the morning when your head is clear, especially when you've been somewhere the night before. Sit down.
Well, if you insist, but it doesn't seem very good form for a butler.
Oh, you're more than a butler. You're the first protege I ever had.
Protege?
You know, like Carlo.
Who is Carlo?
He's Mother's protege.
Oh.
You know, it's awfully nice, Carlo, having a sponsor, because then he doesn't have to work and he gets more time for his practicing. But then he never does, and that makes a difference.
Yes, I imagine it would.
Oh, it makes me feel so mature and grown up.
Oh, what does?
Having a protege. You're the first one I ever had. And terribly thrilling. Not only does it occupy my mind, but I think it's character building, too.
No, just what does a protege have to do?
Oh, you just go on butling and I sponsor you, don't you see?
It's getting clearer.
Well, it's really not much work, but it gives you something to think of. It's going to be such fun.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be heaps of fun. But you see, a protege has certain responsibilities also. For instance, if someone should ring for me now and I didn't answer, that would reflect upon you, because you're my sponsor, don't you see?
Yes, I suppose it would. I never thought of that. Oh, you don't know how nice it is having some intelligent person to talk to.
Yes, it's been very enlightening to me, too.
Oh, I just thought of something else. Do you know what you are?
I'm not quite sure.
You're my responsibility.
That's very nice.
Well, see you in church.
Yes. See you in church.
Goodbye, Godfrey.
Goodbye, miss.
Oh, Godfrey.
Yes, Miss Cornelia?
I see you're still with us, Godfrey.
Yes, miss?
I didn't think you'd last a full day.
Thank you, miss.
Do you like your place here? I mean, so far as you've gone.
I must admit it's more desirable than living in a packing case on a city dump.
Oh, that's where I met you. Yes, I remember now. You were very amusing.
I'm very sorry, miss.
Oh, I didn't mind at all. Have you a handkerchief? There's a spot on my shoe. Will you see what you can do about it?
Of course, miss.
I could have you fired, you know, but I like to see things wriggle. When I get through with you, you'll go back to your packing case on the city dump and relish it. I'll make your life so miserable
Hello,
that...
Godfrey.
Good evening, Miss Irene.
Oh, I like your new monkey suit.
Thank you for picking it out.
Oh, how do you like my new lounging pajamas?
I think they're very nice. Thank you.
I heard what you said to Godfrey.
So what?
So what? You leave him alone.
So who's going to make me leave him alone?
If you don't, you'll get a good sock from me.
Oh, the physical type.
What I say goes.
May I come in?
You're in, aren't you?
Good evening, Irene.
Hello, Carlo.
I've just been reading a very interesting book, The Greeks of the Middle Ages.
Irene would like that. You love the Middle Ages, don't you, dear?
Shut up.
Well, here we are.
Ah, Mrs. Bullock. Как вы поживаете?
Carlo, you're so continental. Oh, it's so nice to see you two girls having a pleasant chat. Or is it a pleasant chat?
Well. Imagine the Bullocks gathered together all in one room.
Don't forget Carlo, Alexander.
Oh, I'm not going to forget Carlo.
Oh, don't bother about me, Mr. Bullock. I feel one of the family.
And you don't mind if I discuss a few family matters, do you, Carlo, my boy?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, Alexander, you're not going to bring up those sordid business matters again, I hope.
I've just been going over last month's bills, and I find that you people have confused me with the Treasury
Oh,
Department.
don't start that again, Dad.
I've got to stop it. The way you people are throwing my money around?
Money, money, money. That Frankenstein monster that destroys souls.
What? Say, listen.
Don't say anything more about it. You're upsetting Carlo.
Carlo. Who's the head of this house, Carlo or me?
Here's Godfrey.
The cocktail, sir.
Huh? What? Oh, thank you, Godfrey.
Not at all, sir. Miss Irene?
Oh, did you make them, Godfrey?
I helped.
Oh, they must be wonderful. I'd like to help sometime if you'll let me.
I'd feel honored.
While we're on the subject, how about this business of certain people picking up anybody they find on the city dump and dragging them into the house? For all we know, we might all be stabbed in the back some night and robbed.
Who's going to stab who, Cornelia?
Well, we don't know a thing about certain people.
You shut up.
I will not shut up. My life's precious to me.
Well, it won't be in a minute.
I think we should get our help from employment agencies.
Well, I don't know but what I agree with Cornelia.
Will you?
Xander, you've upset Carlo, and now you're upsetting Irene. Don't you remember her breakdown last summer?
I do. That's why I'm not paying any attention to this.
Well, if Mother can sponsor Carlo, why can't I sponsor Godfrey?
Oh, Godfrey knows I'm not being personal, but after all, none of us would like to wake up some morning stabbed to death.
Now, Cornelia, you mustn't come between Irene and Godfrey. He's the only thing she's shown any affection for since a Pomeranian died last summer. Oh, now, Irene, you mustn't have a spell.
Well, what is all this nonsense?
Please be quiet. You never did understand women. Why don't you get the doctor?
I don't want a doctor.
Oh, do you want an ice bag?
No, I don't want an ice bag. I want to die.
Oh, you mustn't do that. Carlo, do the gorilla for Irene. It always amuses her.
I'm not in the mood.
Well, stop eating those hors d'oeuvres and get in the mood.
All right, I'll do it, but my heart won't be in it.
Irene, be a good girl. Look, darling, Carlo's going to imitate a gorilla for you.
A gorilla? I'd rather see him imitate a man.
Alexander.
This is too much. Too much.
It certainly is. I'm getting out of this madhouse. I'll be at the club if you want me, and I hope you don't.
Well, I'm off for dinner. We must all get together again sometime. Goodbye, Irene.
Irene, are you feeling all right? Irene!
Where's Godfrey?
He's right here. Don't go away, Godfrey.
Angelica will be late for the concert.
I've got my things. I'll be right with you. Godfrey's right here, darling.
Where?
Right here. Look, see, darling? Godfrey, say hello to Irene so she'll know who you are.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Godfrey.
And he's promised to stay on, haven't you, Godfrey?
If I'm wanted.
Oh, of course you'll want it, isn't he, Irene?
Yes, go away.
Yes, darling, I'm going. Goodbye, darling. Come along, Carlo. Hurry.
Hurry, always hurry.
Oh, Godfrey?
Yes, miss?
Oh, sit down, Godfrey. No, over here by me.
Oh, yes, thank you, miss.
Godfrey, would you mind kissing me?
Miss Irene, I hardly think...
Oh, Godfrey!
Here, now, wait. Please, miss, please, Miss Irene, you mustn't.
Oh, there.
Excuse me.
Oh, Godfrey, come back here. Where are you going?
I'm going to my room.
Oh, Godfrey, wait for me. Godfrey! Open this door. Godfrey! Oh, there you are, Godfrey.
Please, Miss Irene, you can't come in here.
Why not? It's our house, isn't it? And after all, one room is just like any other room. Besides, I want to talk.
I'm terribly sorry, but we can't talk here.
Well, don't you think it's rather indecent of you to order me out after you kissed me?
After I kissed you?
Of course, Godfrey, don't you remember?
Miss Irene, hasn't anyone ever told you about certain proprieties?
Oh, you use such lovely big words. I like big words. What does it mean?
Well, you want me to remain on here as butler, don't you?
Oh, of course.
And I want to justify your faith in me by being a very good butler. And, in time, perhaps, filling the void created by the death of your late lamented Pomeranian.
Oh, I've forgotten all about him. He had fleas anyway. Besides, you're different. You use big words and you're much cuter.
May I tell you a story?
I'd love it.
Well, once there was a very sentimental little girl with a very kind heart. And she helped a man who was very grateful. But then she became a nuisance and undid all the fine work she had done.
Oh, is it someone you know?
Her name is Irene Bullock. And if she were a smart little girl, she'd pick out some nice young chap in her own social set and marry him and live happily ever after. And never, never, never enter the butler's room again.
You mean I can never come in here again?
Never. Now, out you go.
Oh, Godfrey, stop.
This way, please.
No, I want to stay. Let me go.
Outside, please.
Will you be sorry?
And don't ever come in here again.
Will you be sorry?
My Man Godfrey. In a moment, our stars will be back for Act Two. Meantime, in our brief intermission, we present a song, one of America's greatest hit tunes, Tippy Tin, adapted, by permission, to our Lux story. Let's suppose that Rosita in Tippy Tin has suffered the embarrassment of a stocking run at the very moment she wishes to look her best. In our Lux version, we offer her a helpful suggestion.
One night the moon was so mellow, Rosita met young Manuelo. He begged for a kiss and heard a hiss from the young miss, this fellow. He said, why, what is so shocking? She hid the rum in her stocking. The date was no go, she suffered so, she had not luxed her stockings. Dip it in, dip it in, dip it in, dip it in. Avoid the cakes of rubbing, stockings take a drubbing, you're not satisfied. Dip it in, dip it in, dip it in, dip it in. Lux keeps stockings stronger, so they last you longer, fewer runs to hide.
Yes, Lux Flakes do cut down on embarrassing stocking runs because they save stocking elasticity. Think how much your sheer stocking stretches every time you bend your knee. If it isn't elastic, it breaks. A run pops. So you can see the importance of preserving elasticity with Lux Flakes. Soaps with harmful alkali and cake soap rubbing weaken elasticity. To get longer wear from your stockings, always wash them with Lux. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, a special announcement none of you will want to miss will come at the end of our performance tonight. Listen for it.
We will listen with bated breath. Yes, My Man Godfrey. The picture, and by the way, the interesting part, there are a couple of interesting things here I've noticed. William Powell and Carole Lombard were in the original screen production that came out in 1936. And while you noticed David Niven being mentioned here as being in this cast, he was not in the 1936 production of My Man Godfrey. However, he was in the remake in 1957, along with June Allison. And David Niven was playing the William Powell role, of course, in this. The motion picture was nominated for 6 Oscars in the 9th Annual Academy Awards, including Best Actor for leads Powell and Lombard, supporting actors Auer and Brady, and I should say, because we didn't mention them, I don't think they're, let's go the whole names here, Alice Brady and Misha Auer are all in this. And the picture did very well. As you know, when you get, how do you get a lot better than that for 6 Academy Award nominations? $575,000 was the budget for the motion picture, and it did very, very well. Well, it didn't do great at the box office. Still, it broke even, $684,000. But that is great stuff. Good stuff. My Man Godfrey, William Powell, Carole Lombard, as it was heard on the Screen Directors Playhouse back on this date, May 9th, 1938. We'll hear more from the Lux Radio Theater following these words.
Happy birthday, Oak. Happy birthday, Ponderosa Pine. Happy birthday, Redwood. Happy birthday, Sequoia.
On this, our country's 200th anniversary, the greatest gift you can give the forest is that you don't burn it down. Be careful with fire.
A public service on behalf of your state foresters, the Forest Service, and the Ad Council.
Happy birthday, Birch. Happy birthday, Sycamore.
I just noticed that Gail Patrick and Misha Auer are also in this, and that they were in the adaptation. One of the few instances when you have the 4 leads in the Lux Radio Theater adaptation of a program. Boy, I'm not paying as much attention as I should. Let's get back to Mr. DeMille at the Lux Radio Theater, May 9th, 1938.
Once again, My Man Godfrey, starring William Powell and Carole Lombard, with Gail Patrick, Misha Auer, and David Niven. 2 days have passed, during which Irene has shown an all too evident affection for her man Godfrey. In the Bullock living room, a cocktail party is in progress. Irene, dressed in mourning, watches with tragic eyes as Godfrey moves among the guests.
Let me see, what did I bid? Spades? I never can tell the difference between spades and trumps.
Some hors d'oeuvres, Mr.
What? Oh, yes, thank you, Godfrey.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, look, it's Tommy Gray, the polo player. Tommy, come over here. Irene, Cornelia, look who's here, dear.
How are you, Angelica?
Oh, fine. Godfrey, where are you going? Don't go away.
Oh, sorry.
Give Mr. Gray some hors d'oeuvres, Godfrey.
Very good, ma'am. Mr. Gray?
Thank you. Well, if it isn't Godfrey Park.
Smith, sir. Godfrey Smith.
Smith? What do you mean, Smith?
Do you know Godfrey, Tommy?
Know him. We went to Harvard together.
Imagine a butler with a college education.
A butler? Is this a gag?
Mr. Gray neglected to tell you that when we were in Harvard together, I was his valet.
Was he a good servant, Tommy?
Oh, excellent. What is all this, Godfrey?
I'll tell you later.
Strange you never gave Mr. Gray as a reference, Godfrey.
Well, you see, I left Mr. Gray under very unusual circumstances.
What circumstances?
I'd rather Mr. Gray told you about that.
Yes, go ahead, Tommy. Tell us.
Well, you see, Godfrey was working for us as a butler and so forth. And things were going along very well, but one day... You're sure you don't want to tell this, Godfrey?
Oh, I'd so much rather you would, Mr. Gray.
Oh, well, Godfrey was working for us for quite some time, and one day he came to me and said, Mr. Gray, he said, I trust my work has been satisfactory. And I said, why, of course. I said, I've never had more satisfactory work in all my life. And he said, thank you, sir. He was always very courteous, Godfrey was.
And then he left?
Yeah, Yes, that's it. He decided he had to leave.
Why?
Well, he decided in favor of his wife and 5 children.
5 children?
Godfrey, why didn't you tell me you had 5 children?
You never asked, Miss Irene.
Well, all I've got to say is if other people can have 5 children, so can other people. Well, listen, everybody, I want to make an announcement about something.
An announcement?
I want to announce my engagement.
Congratulations, you lucky man, Irene.
Not Johnny Van Rumpel.
Yes, that's what it is, Johnny Van Rumpel.
Johnny Van Rumpel.
Godfrey, what is all this?
Meet me tomorrow, Waldorf Ritz Bar, 3 o'clock. I'll explain everything.
Isn't this engagement a little sudden, Irene? You shut up. Why don't you wish her luck, Godfrey?
Yes, come and congratulate Irene, Godfrey.
Certainly. May I congratulate you, Miss Irene? I wish you all the happiness in the world.
You wish you...
Irene! Well, isn't that funny? Crying at her own engagement party. Sometimes I don't think my daughters are all there.
Godfrey, over here.
Oh. Hello, Tommy.
I thought you said you'd meet me here at 3.
Sorry. It took me a little longer than usual to make the beds.
Oh, well, what are you drinking?
I'll have a rousing lemonade.
Are you sure you can handle it? 1 lemonade, 1 stinger, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's have it.
What?
The story. When I wander into a Fifth Avenue asylum and see one of the parks of Boston serving hors d'oeuvres, there must be a story.
Yes, there is. Tommy, you remember that little incident up in Boston?
Oh, you still have that woman on your mind?
No, not anymore. But I was pretty bitter at the time. So I gave her everything I had and just disappeared.
And?
Well, Tommy, it's surprising how fast you can go downhill when you begin to feel sorry for yourself. And boy, did I feel sorry for myself. I wandered down to the East River one night, thinking I'd just slide in and get it over with. But I met some fellows living there on the city dump. Fellows who were fighting it out and not complaining. I never got as far as the river.
And what happened?
I did all sorts of things, just to live. Then something happened. I got a chance to take this job, butling. A chance to rehabilitate myself. I took it.
And that's all?
That's all. But someday, Tommy, I'm going to do a little rehabilitating around that dump. And that's why I'm glad I met you.
Me?
You're going to help, too.
Excuse me, Mr. Gray. Yes?
You're wanted on the phone, sir.
Oh. I'll be right back, Godfrey.
Righto.
Good afternoon, Godfrey.
Oh. Good afternoon, Miss Cornelia.
May I sit down? Well, the mystery's solved, isn't it?
The mystery, Miss Cornelia?
Yes. Now I know what a butler does on his day off. When you worked for Mr. Gray, were the two of you always this chummy?
You see, I worked for Mr. Gray a long time, and we got to be...
I see. Well, if you can be so chummy with the Grays, why can't you be chummy with the Bullocks?
I try to keep my place.
Why? You're very attractive, you know.
As a butler?
No, as a smith. You're a rotten butler.
Sorry?
Are we going to be friends?
I feel that on my day off, I should have the privilege of choosing my friends.
You can't go on like this forever. You really like me and you're afraid to admit it, aren't you?
Do you want me to tell you what I really think of you?
Please do.
You won't hold it against me?
It's your day off.
Very well. Miss Cornelia, you belong to that unfortunate category I would call the Park Avenue brat. A spoiled child who has grown up in ease and luxury, who always had her own way, and whose misdirected energies are so childish that they hardly deserve the comment even of a butler on his off Thursday. A spoiled child who has grown up in ease and luxury, who always had her own way, and whose misdirected energies are so childish that they hardly deserve the comment even of a butler on his off Thursday.
Thank you for a very lovely portrait. Goodbye for now. I'll see you down by the ash pile.
Waiter.
Yes, sir?
Change that order. Make it 2 stingers. Double.
Molly.
Yes, Miss Irene?
What are you doing?
Sewing. Some buttons on a coat.
Oh, is it his coat?
Yes. The coat is his.
Oh, I'd like to sew on buttons sometime when they come off. I wouldn't mind at all. I could do it right down here in the kitchen.
He doesn't lose very many.
He's very tidy, isn't he?
Yes, he's very tidy.
Oh, what does he do on his day off?
He never tells me. Oh, he's probably sitting somewhere with some woman on his lap. He's the meanest man I know. I think he's very mean. I suppose he's sitting somewhere with somebody on his lap that doesn't care for him at all. As far as I know, maybe his children are there, too, calling him. Oh, I can't bear it. Oh, please don't. You too? Yes. Oh, Molly, I know exactly how you feel.
Good evening.
Godfrey.
How about a quartet? For tomorrow may bring sorrow, so tonight let us be gay. Hi, Toots.
Godfrey, look at you. Where have you been?
A friend of mine, drinking rousing lemonade.
Mother, Irene, everybody, come here quick. What's the matter, Miss Cornelia? Mother.
Yeah, what's the matter? What's going on around here now?
Father, my pearls.
What about your pearls?
They've been stolen.
Oh, that's terrible. What'll we do?
Well, we'll call the police. That's what we'll do.
That's the idea. Call the police. G-men.
Give me the phone.
You don't have to bother. I've already called them. And I think I know who did it. In fact, I'm almost sure. What do you say, Godfrey?
Hi, Toots.
One at a time. Wait a minute. One at a time. Wait a minute. Quiet. What? When did you miss the pearls, Miss Bullock?
This afternoon when I came home. I had put them in my jewel case this morning after breakfast.
She probably lost them. Last year she left them in a taxi.
Did anyone see you put the pearls in the case?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, Godfrey did. He was taking the tray out of my room. He saw me.
Godfrey, eh? Well, who's Godfrey?
That's me. Me.
Butler?
Yes, he's the best butler we ever
Oh,
had.
I'm sure Godfrey didn't do it. Although we don't know very much about him. My sister picked him up on the city dump.
Oh, I see.
Are you accusing Godfrey?
I'm not accusing anyone. I want my necklace.
Oh, it's silly to think of Godfrey wearing a pearl necklace.
Oh, yeah? Do you mind if we search your quarters, Godfrey?
Not at all. This way, everybody.
Shut up! How can I find the pearls with everybody yelling? I Can't find them anyhow.
Oh, where is my little doggone?
Oh, shut up, you. Miss Bullock, are you sure you lost your pearls?
Of course I'm sure.
Well, they're not in this room.
Look under the mattress.
What?
I said look under the mattress.
Yes, that's a good place.
Okay. Oh, they're not under here either.
Oh, but they must be there.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What made you so sure they'd be under the mattress, Cornelia?
Yeah. What made you so sure?
Yeah, what?
Well, that's where people usually hide things, isn't it?
What are you up to?
There's something screwy around here.
Yes, and I think I know who.
Yes, and so do I. Yeah.
Officer, this whole thing looks like a mistake. Now, if you'll just forget it, I'll be very much obliged. My daughter is, she's a little, you know.
Yeah, I know. Only it ain't such a little.
Your coffee, sir?
Listen to this, Godfrey. Mrs. Bullock and her 2 daughters sailed yesterday for a holiday cruise around the world. It is rumored that the younger daughter, Irene, is trying to forget a broken engagement plus another heartthrob, which is the real reason for the trip. Oh, what do you think of that?
It is a little quieter, sir.
The socialite Mrs. Bullock and her 2 charming daughters relaxing on the beach at Deauville. They should relax. This is the first good rest I've had in 20 years. Expected home next week. Godfrey, they're coming home.
Yes, sir. Your breakfast, sir.
Never mind the breakfast. Just bring me a cup of coffee and 4 aspirins.
Hello, Godfrey.
Good evening, miss.
Doing the dishes?
Yes, it's the usual procedure after dinner.
It's nice to be home again, Godfrey.
It's nice to have you.
Did you mean it this afternoon when you said you missed me?
Yes, of course I did.
I mean, did you miss Cornelia or me or just me?
Oh, I may have missed you a little more than I did Cornelia. Why?
Oh, I'm glad, because if you missed Cornelia more, you probably would have missed me less. Oh, you look so cute in your apron. Oh, will you let me do something if I ask you?
Well, what do you want to do?
Wipe.
Oh, all right. And you can tell me all about your trip.
Oh, you won't get mad?
Why should I?
Because every place I went, everybody was Godfrey.
I don't want to seem dull, but I do seem to have a little trouble following you at times.
Well, for instance, whenever I go into a restaurant in Paris or any place, I'd close my eyes and I'd say, the waiter was Godfrey. And I'd say, I'm home and he's serving me dinner. Oh, it made everything taste better. And then we went to Venice, and one night I went for a ride in one of those rowboats that a man pushes with a stick. Not a matador, no, that was in Spain, but something like a matador.
Do you by any chance mean a gondola?
Oh, yes, that was the name of the boat, and the man that pushed it sang. He looked just like you. Oh, it was wonderful. I didn't even mind the smell.
Look, do you mind if I talk for a little bit while you catch your breath?
Oh, I'd love it.
Well, while you've been away, I've been doing some things also. I've been trying to do things that I thought would make you proud of me.
Oh, I was proud of you before I went away.
Yes, but I mean prouder still. You see, you helped me to find myself, and I'm very grateful.
Oh, you'd make a wonderful husband.
I'm afraid not. You're just grateful to me because I helped you beat Cornelia. And I'm grateful to you because you helped me to beat life. That doesn't mean that we have to fall in love.
Well, if you don't want to, but I'd make a wonderful wife.
Well, not for me, I'm afraid. But we are friends, and I feel a certain responsibility to you. That's why I wanted to tell you first.
Tell me what?
Well, I thought it was about time I was moving on.
Oh, Godfrey.
Oh, now, please.
I won't cry, I promise.
That's fine. After all, I'm your protege, and you want me to improve myself, don't you?
Yes.
Well, that's very sweet.
Well, when are you leaving?
Oh, pretty soon. But I'll call you up every now and then. We'll have long chats. I'll tell you how I'm getting along, and we'll have lots of fun.
Are you going back to her?
To whom?
Your wife.
Wife? Oh. Oh, she was just a fabrication.
Oh, then you aren't married.
Of course not.
And then there aren't any 5 children.
Well, there couldn't be very well.
Oh, Godfrey. Oh, Godfrey.
Did you ring, Miss Cornelia?
Come in, Godfrey. You needn't be so formal when we're alone.
Yes, miss?
There's a little matter I'd like to talk over with you. I met some people on the boat coming over, a Boston family. They know a great deal about a family called the Parks. Are you interested, Godfrey?
Slightly, yes.
Well, we can't talk here very well. Let's you and I take a long taxi ride out Van Cortlandt way.
I heard what you said.
Did you?
He's not going out with you.
Oh, yes, he is, if he knows what's good for him. I'll be waiting, Godfrey.
Well, he's not going. He's not Godfrey. You can't go with Cornelia.
But I didn't say I was going anyplace with Miss Cornelia.
I know, but you will. She always gets her own way. She makes everybody do just as she likes.
Why should you care whether or not I meet her?
I do care. That's why Cornelia's the one who doesn't care.
But I think I should decide those things for myself.
Oh, Godfrey, I don't want to be annoying, but
Oh, Miss Irene. Here, now, get up. Get up, open your eyes. Do you hear me? Open your eyes. Now, if you're faking another spell, you're on the wrong track. Are you faking? Oh, you're not, huh? All right. We'll soon find out. Now, up she goes. Ah, that's the girl. Now, I'll just carry her inside. Godfrey knows how to take care of little Irene when she faints. Godfrey will take care of everything. Right in here we go. Does Irene know where she is now? No, Irene has her eyes closed. She's fainted. But Godfrey will soon fix Irene. Just sit right there. That's the girl. Now, everything will be fine in just a moment. The best thing for the faints is a nice, cold shower bath. There, now, you'll feel fine in a minute.
Oh, Godfrey, come back here. Godfrey, where are you, Godfrey?
I've been stuck running around all wet.
Oh, Mother, he loves me. Godfrey loves me. Put me in the shower. Godfrey loves me. Godfrey, put me in the shower. Oh, Godfrey!
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The curtain falls on the second act of My Man Godfrey. Before Carole Lombard, William Powell, and our all-star cast return for Act 3, we bring you the young lady I mentioned earlier in this program, Madeline Fields, who made good in a DeMille picture when I failed to recognize Miss Lombard's talents. Miss Fields has also made good as Carole's personal business manager and best friend. To Miss Lombard, she's Fieldsy. Obviously, Fieldsy, you and Miss Lombard have never allowed business to interfere with friendship.
We settled that a long time ago, Mr. DeMille, by a very simple agreement. Carole can never write a check, and I can never sign one. It's strictly a collaboration.
Are you also in collaboration on that new home Carole's going to build out in the San Fernando Valley?
No, that's going to be entirely a Lombard production. She's designing it herself. A nice, rambling farmhouse. 10 acres, chickens, a barn, milk house, smokehouse, and a swell barbecue pit.
Well, tell me confidentially, is Carole off the screen anything like the Irene of our play?
Oh, far from it. Carole always goes around telling people she'd be lost without me. Well, I'm glad she thinks so, but she wouldn't be. She's got those 2 feet of hers planted squarely on the ground. She runs the house, does her own ordering, and a big time to Carole is having in a few friends for an evening of bridge. However, she did give me a real scare when we had that flood a few weeks back. She left bright and early one morning before I awakened and didn't come home until late that afternoon, covered with mud. When I asked her where she'd been, she said, oh, just out. Later, I learned that she'd taken her car, filled it with food and clothes, and rushed out to the flood area to do what she could. Carole's like that.
What can you tell our lady listeners about the Lombard wardrobe?
Well, only that she likes simple clothes, particularly sport things. And if she has a favorite color, it's white. She takes very good care of her clothes, too. Come up to the house sometime, Mr. DeMille, and I'll show you what we think of Lux Flakes. That big blue box is busy every day keeping her things fresh as a daisy.
That's an invitation I won't forget.
And if you want to make an impression, bring a tree.
A tree? Couldn't we compromise on an acorn?
Not very well, Mr. DeMille. Carole, you see, is going to landscape the farm herself, and at the moment, any tree that will help make a good windbreak will be gratefully received.
Now, remember that at Christmas time.
Oh, but I can't wait that long. So from this point on, Carole will have to speak for herself. Thanks for having me.
Good night, Miss Steve.
From 88 years ago, May 9th, 1938, My Man Godfrey on the Lux Radio Theater, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll hear the conclusion following these important messages.
Whenever you drive the car, there is always an unseen, unwelcome passenger with you. That passenger is danger. The danger of a traffic accident. Unfortunately, every person seems to have the absurd notion that he bears a charmed life, that no traffic accident can happen to him. But it can, and too often it does. So when you're behind that wheel, don't take chances. Obey all traffic rules. Drive safely for life, your life, and the lives of us.
We continue now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with the conclusion of the Lux Radio Theater. From 88 years ago today, May 9th, 1938, here's Cecil B. DeMille.
William Powell and Carole Lombard continue in My Man Godfrey with Gail Patrick, Misha Rauer, and David Niven. It's the following afternoon. In the Bullock living room, Carlo strums idly on the piano, while Mrs. Bullock and Cornelia listen inattentively. Mr. Bullock, entering from the hall, surveys the scene gloomily.
Shut up.
What?
What did you say?
I told him to shut up.
Well, I never.
And you can shut up with him. And you too, Cornelia.
I didn't open my mouth.
Well, don't. Listen, and listen carefully, because it hurts me to repeat it. The Bullocks are broke.
What?
I am broke, you are broke, she is broke, and we're all broke. Not only that, but I've been using the company's money for the last month to speculate with. And I've lost. Do you hear that? I've lost. That means I'm an embezzler. Unless I get hold of a wad of money by the first of the month, I'm going to jail. Now, isn't that an interesting story?
Well, I certainly think it was very foolish of you.
You had no right to do it.
An embezzler. And to think that I've been a guest in your house. Is there nothing left?
Not a cent.
Ah, your food and drink have turned to dirt in my mouth.
What? That settles it. Carlo, will you step into the hall for a moment?
What for?
Well, I want to speak to you as man to man.
You have found a way out?
Yes, for one of us anyhow. This way, Carlo.
Excuse me, please. Well?
Alexander! What are you doing out there? Alexander! Cornelia, what are they doing? Alexander, come here. Come here. What did you say to Carlo?
I said goodbye.
Did he go?
Oh, yes, he left very hurriedly by the side window.
Alexander, you're cruel.
Did I hear something fall, sir?
Yes, you did.
Godfrey, come here. Carlo is gone.
Is he?
But you don't even seem surprised.
I think I've been expecting it. We all have to go, sooner or later.
Yes, that's true, isn't it? You're so smart, Godfrey. Maybe you can tell me why Mr. Bullock has to go to jail.
Mother.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Bullock doesn't have to go to jail.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, no, sir. You see, I've known for some time, sir, the Bullock interests were in rather a bad way.
How did you know that?
Oh, I follow the market a bit. So I took the liberty of dabbling in some stock on my own account. Here, sir.
Well, what's this?
That is most of your stock. I knew it was being dumped on the market, so I sold short.
Short? You mean gentlemen?
Wait a minute. Do you mean that you've been making money when I was losing it?
I did it in your interest, sir. I felt I owed your family a debt. I hope I repaid it. And I may add, some of the money went into a project of my own. I hope you won't mind, sir.
You mean that you did all that on $150 a month?
Well, hardly. You see, with the aid of Tommy Gray and Miss Cornelia's pearls... Here, Miss Cornelia.
Oh, Godfrey. Then you did steal them after all.
Well,
I put the pearls under Godfrey's mattress.
Thank you, Miss Cornelia. I wanted you to say that.
Here, Godfrey. These pearls are rightfully yours.
Oh, no, thank you. I've repaid my debt, and I'm grateful to all of you.
If anyone's indebted, we are. after the way some of us have treated you.
Oh, I've been repaid in many ways. I learned patience from Mr. Bullock. I found Mrs. Bullock at all times, shall we say, amusing.
That's very complimentary of you, Godfrey.
What good did you find in me, if any?
A great deal. You taught me the fallacy of false pride. You taught me humility.
I don't understand you.
Miss Cornelia, there have been other spoiled children in the world. I happen to be one of them myself. You're a high-spirited girl. I only hope that you'll use those high spirits in a more constructive way. And so, goodbye.
Oh, dear.
There goes a great guy.
Hello.
Hello, Irene.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
What's the matter with her, Cornelia?
I don't know.
What's the matter with everybody? What's everybody crying about?
Godfrey's gone.
Gone. Gone where?
He didn't say.
Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you hold him?
We
here?
couldn't.
Well, he's not going to get away from me.
Where are you going?
To the city dump.
Well, this is it, Tommy. Tramp Inn, we call it. A palace of pleasure built on a foundation of tin cans and ashes. How do you like it?
Just a minute, Godfrey. Is this where my money went? Into a nightclub?
Some of yours, all of mine. Come into my office.
By the way, now, what happens to the profits from this place?
Well, we're giving food and shelter to 50 people in the winter and giving them employment in the summer. What more do you want?
Nothing. But you're the most peculiar butler that I've ever met.
Ex-butler.
Fired?
No, I quit. I felt that foolish feeling coming on again.
Oh, you mean Irene? Why don't you marry her?
Oh, no, thank you. Being her butler was tough enough.
Well, here, hello.
Well, Godfrey, you have company.
Irene, what are you doing here?
Yes, what are you doing here? Don't let him off the hook, Irene.
I won't.
So long, Godfrey.
Oh, my, how you fixed this place up, Godfrey. It's much nicer than when I was here before.
Oh, you noticed that?
Are the Forgotten Men having a party?
Yes, it's their annual reunion.
Well, I saw the mayor out there. Is he one of them, too?
Yeah, he's the guest of honor.
Oh, it's a lovely view, the bridge and everything. Is the bridge always there?
Most always.
Oh, you have a kitchen. You know I'm going to like this place. Oh, what's over here? Oh, is this where you sleep?
That's the general purpose of the room.
Oh.
Any observations?
I think it's very cute, but we'll have to change the wallpaper.
What do you mean we'll have to change the wallpaper?
Oh, I don't like green wallpaper. It makes me bilious.
Well, you won't have to look at it. You're going home right now.
But I can't go home. I can't, Godfrey.
Now, Irene, see here. You simply...
Oh, go and lose your temper. I love it when you lose your temper.
Why can't you let me alone?
Because you're my responsibility, and someone has to take care of you.
I can take care of myself.
You can't look me in the eye and say that. You love me, you know it. And you know there's no sense in struggling with a thing when it's got you. It's got you, and that's all there is to it. It's got you.
May I come in?
Oh, Mayor Cortland.
Mr. Gray said there were a couple of people in here who wanted to get married. Are you it?
Yes, we're it, Mayor Cortland.
Irene.
Well, can you marry us without a license?
Without a license? Well, it may get me into a lot of trouble, but I guess I've known your family long enough to take a chance. Does your father know about this?
Well, everybody knows about it except Godfrey. Come on, Godfrey, we're all set.
Join hands, please.
No, wait. Listen, Irene, we can't do it. You simply can't.
Just stand still, Godfrey. It'll all be over in a minute.
Oh.
So ends My Man Godfrey. In a few moments, Melville Ruick brings you the important announcement referred to earlier tonight. And now, before William Powell, Carole Lombard, and Gail Patrick return for a curtain call, we hear from Mr. Eric Hatch, author of My Man Godfrey and the screen version of Tapa. Tonight's story was turned down by nearly every studio in Hollywood. Finally produced by Universal, it became the first of the current cycle of comedy romances. It's also unique in that it was shot off the cuff, a Hollywood term which perhaps you'll explain to our audience, Mr. Hatch.
Well, shooting off the cuff, ladies and gentlemen, is shooting without benefit of the usual prepared script or scenario. The lines are made up on the set as the action progresses. The most eminent disciple of this system is Mr. Gregory LaCava, the terrific director with whom I was fortunate to work on My Man Godfrey. For 3 months before the actual shooting of the film, Greg and I accumulated 200 pages of rough notes and dialogue. These unassorted notes constituted all the script we had.
I've heard it said, Mr. Hatch, that the characters in My Man Godfrey were taken from life. Is that true?
Well, the only one taken from life was Mr. Bullock. I patterned him after a friend of mine, a banker. Lots of people have confided that they know exactly who he is, but oddly enough, no two persons have named the same man.
As one of those responsible for the current deluge of so-called crazy comedies, how long do you think their popularity is going to last?
Well, this may sound strange, Mr. DeMille, but Godfrey to me was never a crazy picture. Godfrey was a pretty serious man. And comedy, in my opinion, must have a certain serious touch if it's going to amount to anything. If the men who produce pictures happen to agree with me, then I believe this so-called trend will last indefinitely. You've done a great job with Godfrey tonight, and to Mr. Powell, Miss Lombard, and all the others who participated, my sincerest gratitude.
Thank you, Mr. Hatch. And here, ladies and gentlemen, are William Powell, Carole Lombard, and Gail Patrick. And I'd like to know, Carole, what's all this talk about you and a farm? I can't quite picture the glamorous Lombard hoeing the potato patch.
Well, in the first place...
Yes, and Fieldsy said something about a smokehouse. You mean every time you want to light a cigarette, you've got to...
But, Gail, you don't understand. Now, a smoke...
Carole, are you going to have chickens?
Yes.
What kind are you going to raise? Jersey, Holstein, or Guernsey?
Well, whatever best, Father. Probably Holstein chickens.
Oh, splendid. What about some nice Plymouth Rock cows?
Look, I admit I don't know anything about farming, and I don't care what people think. I think it's a swell idea. What's more, I'm studying farming, and I'm taking a correspondence course from the University of California.
Carole, when you write for your next lesson, I wish you'd ask those college professors a question that's been puzzling me for some time.
So tell me you're turning farmer, too, Bill.
Oh, no. My question has nothing to do with farming, Gail. What I'd like to know is this. Now, in our play, Godfrey marries Irene.
Yes.
Now, do they or do they not live happily ever after? Does he change her? Does she change him? Or do they both stay as they are and make a go of it?
As the celebrated detective of the Thin Man films, what's your own deduction, Bill?
An absolute zero. I don't know.
Well, there's one way of finding out.
What's that, C.B.?
Make another picture. Let's ask our audience right now to drop a line to the Lux Radio Theater telling us whether they'd like to see more of Godfrey and Irene as Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey. If the answer is yes, I feel pretty certain that those letters will help bring another Godfrey film to the screen.
A grand idea, Mr. DeMille, and I hope you get lots of letters. And good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Carole. Good night, Joe. Good night.
In a moment, Mr. DeMille returns with news of next Monday's show. Now comes the announcement I told you about earlier. Well, we certainly started something 2 weeks ago when we repeated our remarkable teaspoon offer. We have literally been swamped with requests, but we want to make good our promise of giving everybody a chance to get in on our souvenir offer. A half-dozen extremely beautiful and serviceable, full-sized, original Rogers silver plate teaspoons, which, as you know, are guaranteed by the International Silver Company, the world's largest silversmith. To show you the kind of receptions the spoons are meeting with the country over, I want you to hear a few excerpts from typical letters that women are writing to us. Miss Mary Toomey of 25 Revere Street, Bridgeport, Connecticut, writes,
"They are very beautiful, and I like the first 6 so well, I sent for another and showed them to my friends, who also sent for some."
And Mrs. Alder Nord at 511 Lakeview Avenue, Jamestown, New York, says,
I received my spoons today and want to tell you how pleased I am with them. They're perfectly lovely and worth so much more than I paid for them.
Truly, these spoons are very attractive and such a bargain. They have an extra heavy deposit of pure silver-reinforced plate on the part most often exposed to wear, and they are guaranteed in writing by the International Silver Company, the world's largest silversmith. Just let me read one sentence from the guarantee you will receive with your spoons. Every piece is guaranteed to give satisfaction in family use and will be replaced without charge at any time it doesn't conform to this guarantee. It is not hard to understand the enthusiasm of those who receive these spoons when you realize that you pay only a little over 8 cents apiece for them. But, of course, they are available only in half-dozen lots, 6 spoons for 50 cents. Now, here is the easy way to get these spoons. Simply send the top from a large package of Lux. Print your name and address clearly on a piece of paper. Wrap 50 cents in coin in the paper, don't send stamps, and mail to Lux, Meriden, Connecticut. This offer is good only in the United States.
Oh, Mr. Ruick, would you mind repeating that address, please?
Not at all, Miss Creighton. Simply send to Lux, Meriden, Connecticut.
Oh, I have it now. Lux, Meriden, 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 Connecticut.
I am sure that you will agree, once you have seen the spoons, that never before have you gotten a bargain like this. Of course, there is no advertising on the spoons in any way whatever. and they are not to be confused with inexpensive ordinary spoons. They are the kind of spoons that you buy carefully and thoughtfully, the sort of spoons that you intend to keep a lifetime. You really have to see these teaspoons to fully appreciate them. Be sure and mail your request promptly. You can have as many half-dozens as you want, but for each half-dozen spoons, send the top from a large-sized package of Lux and 50 cents in coin. Print your name and address clearly on a piece of paper, wrap the coin in the paper, and then mail to Lux, Meriden, 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 Connecticut, and you will receive your spoons promptly, postpaid. This offer is good only in the United States. And now, Mr. DeMille.
Park Avenue and 10th Avenue never meet in New York, but they cross next Monday night in the Lux Radio Theater when we bring you a romance successful on stage and screen, The Girl from 10th Avenue. In the title role, you'll hear the charming Loretta Young, and co-starred the popular George Brent. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Loretta Young and George Brent in The Girl from 10th Avenue. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Gail Patrick is from Paramount Studios, Misha Auer from New Universal, and David Niven from Samuel Goldwyn Productions. Louis Silvers appeared through courtesy of 20th Century Fox Studios, where he directed music for Kentucky Moonshine. Our stars were assisted tonight by Wallace Clark as Mr. Alexander Bullock, Elvia Allman as Angelica Bullock, Inez Seabury as Molly, Edwin Max as Mr. Guthrie, Frank Nelson as George, Lou Merrill as a detective, David Kerman as Clarence, Eddie Kane as Mayor Cortland, and Ernie Adams as a waiter. Heard on tonight's performance were Manhattan Serenade by Louis Alter and Just Let Me Look at You from Joy of Living. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And there you have it from 88 years ago, May 9th, 1938, Lux Radio Theater here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Let's take a look at what's coming up the week ahead here on the podcast, and we will tell you that tomorrow we will have comedy with Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve and The Wedding of Bronco and Marjorie. Also, My Friend Irma starring Marie Wilson, Father Knows Best starring Robert Young, and Jack Benny, who thinks he's about to get canned. Also, Lights Out, coming up on Monday, along with Dragnet, Crime, and Peter Chambers in the CBS Radio Workshop production of The Enormous Radio. On Tuesday, the audition for a show that never got produced, The Private Life of Rochester Van Jones from 1950, The Great Gildersleeve from 1946, Jimmy Durante, and the CBS Radio Workshop production of The Long Way Home. A story of a war we hope never comes about. On Wednesday, My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball, the Old Gold Comedy Theater, Fibber McGee and Molly, and Amos and Andy. On Thursday, Edward G. Robinson as the head of the Illustrated Press in Big Town, Calling All Cars from 1935, Sam Spade, Howard Duff from 1949, and I Was a Communist for the FBI, the Red Herring. Friday, we'll bring you Have Gun Will Travel, the story of Lena Countryman, Gunsmoke, the Indian Horse, and the Lux Radio Theater production of Tovarich, starring William Powell and Miriam Hopkins, in a little more serious role than you're hearing today. And a week from today on Classic Radio Theater, we will have some comedy. With the Lux Radio Theater production of April Showers from 1949, starring Jack Carson and Dorothy Lamour. And we will have an hour-long Savings Bond show, the Opportunity Drive special from 1949. And we're going to spend an hour touting savings bonds. You'll actually find it quite entertaining because of all the people who donate their money. By the way, next Sunday, not tomorrow, but next Sunday, we'll have 2 hours worth of NBC's Monitor from 1958. Going to have fun here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up next, Biography and Sound, celebrating the life of Fred Allen.
Everyone who works for a living knows that illness or injury may keep them from earning a living. Today, More than 9 out of 10 American workers are covered by Social Security, and each one should know that if he becomes severely disabled, he and his family may be eligible for monthly Social Security disability payments. More than 1 million people are now receiving benefits each month under this program. For more information about Social Security disability benefits, write to Social Security, Department 15, Hollywood 28, California, and ask for a free copy of Booklet 29 called If You Become Disabled.
When Fred Allen passed away on March 17th of 1956, it left a lot of people saddened. And many of them you'll hear in this next 55 minutes of the podcast. NBC's Biography and Sound on May 29th, 1956, 70 years ago, did a portrait of Fred Allen and Fred Allen's life story. Sit back and listen, as even the humorist's life story is funny and sad.
Biography and Sound.
Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen.
A portrait of Fred Allen.
There's only one Chaplin, one Buster Keaton, one W.C. Fields, and there was only one Fred Allen.
He liked to say something, and that was the thing I admired most about him. His jokes poked fun at somebody that needed it.
Although caustic at times, never at anyone's expense. He was never cruel. He was always tender and thinking of his fellow man.
The way he talked, the way he think, the way he feel toward people, I have a great respect on him. So I thought he was such a wonderful human being. Good man, shows such good example in our society. His wit and humor came right out of him just like water out of a faucet.
As he once said to me, I never want to get used to anything I may ever have to do without.
Now, if he's sitting on his own special cloud, he's probably giving everybody up there a wonderful time.
Allen Fred, born in Boston, and at my birth a strange thing happened. The doctor slapped me after I started crying. My first brush with a critic. My parents immediately started me in show business by taking an ad in Variety announcing my arrival. Fred Allen has diaper, will travel. I traveled to the 3 corners of the earth. Since then, there have been many changes. I'm not referring to the diaper.
Ladies and gentlemen, our narrator, Jack Haley.
No part of the thumbnail autobiography you've just heard is true. Actually, John Florence Sullivan was born in Cambridge. His father was a bookbinder in the Boston Public Library, and there, too, Fred found work as a stack boy while still attending public school in Cambridge. The pay wasn't anything to brag about, 25 cents an hour. Most important is the fact that one day in the stacks, Fred found a book on juggling. Fred began to practice juggling with cigar boxes, rubber balls, and oranges, and while still a youngster, was appearing on amateur nights in the local vaudeville houses. Benny Drone, then a professional vaudevillian, recalls Fred as a youngster.
He was sort of a pimply-faced kid, very thin, always looked undernourished. I guess he was. He was fatherless and motherless. A couple of maiden aunts raised him.
While still in his teens, Fred appeared as an amateur juggler, wherever he could find a stage to work on and an audience to play to. Whenever he could, Fred returned to Boston University to study, but most of the time he was on the road. He was not a good juggler, and once, when someone in the audience heckled him about it, he replied with a spontaneously funny remark that was far more entertaining than his juggling. As time passed, his juggling became merely an excuse for his coming on stage. What kept him there, and what kept the audience with him, was his dry, witty patter.
I had a room. It was so small, it had removable doorknobs. If you wanted to bend over in your room, you could take off the doorknob just in case. At Mrs. Brown's, when you took a bath, you had to keep singing. There was no lock on the bathroom door.
Billed as the world's worst juggler, Fred played in vaudeville houses all over the country. It was on a booking abroad that Fred met his devoted friend, Uncle Jim Harkins.
We were in Australia together.
in 1915, and he was playing over there on one circuit, and I was playing with my wife on another circuit. And that was when he was a kid, struggling. But even in those days, he was so far ahead of us, who had 5, 6, 8, 10 years on him in the comedy department and everything else. He was way ahead of us. And nobody helped Fred Allen but Fred Allen. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they helped him, because that marvelous creative mind of his is what did everything.
While he was in Australia, Fred's path crossed with that of his old friend, Doc Rockwell.
The people there are very provincial, and they looked on these American actors. We wore different clothes, and they'd run down the streets hoo-hooing and laughing and booing in the theaters. And the ordeal until you finally got through and out of there was terrific. And Fred had quite a little device to annoy the people in the hotels, the hotel proprietors. He made out of rubber, little sheets of rubber. He cut small little things that looked like footprints and made little rubber stamps out of them. And in the hotel, going from the lavatory, the wash bowl, to the bathtub, he would have these little series of footprints that would come out and go over as if they had disappeared down the drain.
The life of a vaudevillian was never an easy one, but for Fred, it was especially hard for a very special reason. Uncle Jim Hawkins.
Fred was canceled, not because he didn't do a good act, but because he wasn't understood. The manager would call up and say, I hate to cancel this kid. I laughed like the dickens. The musicians laughed, the stagehands laughed, but our audience didn't know what he was doing, you see? And as I say, in those days, we'd say to him, look, why don't you try this? You hate to see a kid canceled so many times. You'd say, well, why don't you take some old gags and dish them off a plate, and let the audience in on some of it so they can get a few. He says, no, there must be some intelligent people in this world, and I'm going to hew to that line until I find them. Now, these are days when it took a lot of courage to do that, because don't forget, they were hungry days. They were short dollar days.
Fred was born John Florence Sullivan. In vaudeville, he was known variously as Paul Huckle, Fred St. James, and Freddie James. How he became known as Fred Allen is told by Benny Drone.
He was up in a booking office. A fellow by the name of Edgar Allen used to book the Fox circuit around New York, and he was looking for work, and the guy says, what do you do? He says, I juggle. He says, go right down to the 14th Street Theater, the Fox Theater down there, and get your stuff down there, and you'll be able to go on for the rest of the day, and it's a split week. You'll get the 3 days' pay. So after he left, the man at the theater called up and said, what's this fellow's name he's sending down? Because we'd like to put his name out with the rest of the vaudeville bill in front of the theater. And this fella, Edgar Allen, said his name is Edgar Allen. And the fellow on the other side thought he said Fred Allen, so out went Fred Allen, and from then on he was known as Fred Allen.
Fred made his Broadway bow in the passing show of 1922. Later he appeared in Greenwich Village Follies, Three's a Crowd, and The Little Show. Appearing with him in The Little Show were Libby Holman and Clifton Webb.
The first time I ever met Fred was on the stage of the Music Box Theater. We were called there for a reading of the various sketches. And from the moment I met him, I realized that this was a very generous, sympathetic, wonderful man. We played the show for a year in New York, and Fred became a great, great success.
Perhaps one reason for Fred's success is that he was always dedicated to his work.
He was an actor of the old school, a comedian with a fine intellect.
George Jessel.
His talents would have stood up in the days of Raymond Hitchcock, Nat Goodwin, Willie Collier, and Julius Tannen on the stage. And the lecture halls, he would have ably held his own with any Will Rogers, Peter Finlay Dunn, and all the other giants of a more literate age. And as I think of him now, I think that Fred would have been more appreciated in the days of swirling capes and low bows.
Another longtime friend and admirer of Fred's is John Royal.
While many actors were playing the horses of the nightclubs, Fred would be in his dressing room playing the typewriter one finger, either writing for himself or writing for some other artists not so well off who needed some material. He never became competitive with people. Fred never kicked about billing. He never kicked about dressing rooms. All he wanted was a space in one where he could go out and work. Fred never was vicious.
Fred found happiness in his work on the stage, but he found an even greater happiness in a person he met there. Fred and Portland were married on May 4th, 1927. It was an extraordinarily happy marriage.
And this wonderful woman, she was a great inspiration to Fred, everything he did.
Uncle Jim Hawkins.
Because he respected her so much. When he would write hour after hour at hour, at any time in the morning, she was with him, always. All night when he'd be writing, and she would set the time for him to take the walks. When she'd say, that's enough, let's take a walk, he would drop everything. There was never any such thing as a squabble in that family, and there was no one ever as married as they were, because they were always together everywhere, no matter where they went. He went nowhere without her, and the same with Portland. She never went anywhere without him. And if they walked down the street and holding hands, you know, it wasn't any silly holding hands. It was a beautiful bond between two people that the average person today with this crazy way of living doesn't understand.
In the spring of 1932, after a 2-year run in the little show, Fred closed on Broadway. On October 23rd of that year, he appeared in his first radio show.
This is Roger White, Fred Allen's producer in the days of the Laugh Club.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Telegram, Mr. Allen.
Who is it from, boy?
Joe Miller, the old joke man.
Yes?
He says he can't be here tonight.
That's too bad.
His telegram's collect. To save you the trouble, I read it on the way up.
To save me some more trouble, you can pay for it on the way back.
Okay.
And now, on with the show. After 6 or 7 weeks, the critics, everybody, who was this Fred Allen? That's what really started him. All the radio critics just wanted to know who Fred Allen was. From there on, he really started to rise.
He had nothing else in the world on his mind but show business.
Doc Rockwell.
He didn't clutter it up with a lot of photography or do-it-yourself stuff or anything like that. He just concentrated on this one thing. I recall he read, say, 13 or 14 newspapers every day. That was part of it. But he concentrated on that one thing, and as a result, his mind was absolutely clear.
His programs were called at various times the Salad Bowl Review, the Hour of Smiles, which in 1934 became the popular Town Hall Tonight. Sylvester Weaver, now chairman of the board of NBC, was at that time agency producer of Town Hall Tonight. Mr. Weaver.
Fred was doing a very literate, high-class program, even though it was broadly conceived in many ways and had a tremendous audience, which a lot of critics, particularly intellectual critics, now forget. They forget that the Fred Allen show, the Town Hall Tonight show in those days, in the middle 30s, reached, according to our research at the time, about 3 homes out of 4, 3 radio homes out of 4 followed the Fred Allen show. This is as big an audience as anybody could get.
Town Hall Tonight!
Presenting that greatest giant of joy, that mightiest master of mirth, Fred Allen in person.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Tiny's a little free with his adjectives tonight, but I'll try to live up to as much of it as I can. Now, before starting the show, I'll read you the Town Hall Bulletin for tonight. On account of the laundry strike, Madame Dugan, the spiritualist, says that there will be no seance this week. Madam says the laundry hasn't sent back her clean sheets, and she's not going to hold a sloppy seance with her ghosts running around in dirty linen.
The newsreel commentary and the newsreel little vignettes that Fred did were probably the most incisive commentary on the American scene that anyone ever did do in the mass arts.
The camera starts, and we bring you the latest news of the week. The Town Hall News sees nothing, shows all. Atlantic City, New Jersey. New Jersey Mosquito Association protests reduction of mosquito extermination fund for 1935. Town hall news sees summer business jeopardized by mosquitoes. Mrs. Belladonna, committee sister, aroused.
I was chairman of the committee last year, but when the mosquitoes got through with me, I couldn't use my chair all summer. The next mosquito stings me, I'm going to sting him right back, in the same place, if possible.
Now to Herman Woke in London.
I was one of his assistant scriptwriters in Town Hall Tonight. Of course, Fred was by far the best writer of the lot on the show, and I think I can say, and nobody would argue this statement, that Fred was the best writer that radio ever had. He was an original humorist of the first quality, and the purpose of having youngsters like myself around was simply to eke out the sheer volume of the material.
Toward the end of each Town Hall Tonight show, Fred would feature some amateurs. It didn't matter much what their talent was. What made it so wonderful was Fred's ad-lib interviews with these people. It was one of these amateurs who was the cause of one of the classic feuds of show business.
Fred had a boy violinist on the show. He was 10 years old, and he played the B. And when he got through with the number, he said to him, he asked this boy, he said, how old are you? And the boy says, 10. He says, 10 years old, and you played the B so well. He says, Jack Benny ought to be ashamed of himself. And that's all he said. And he probably said that knowing that I was listening to his show just to make me laugh. So on the next show, on my show, at the very tag of the show, the thing we call the tag, I said to Mary, and this was merely to make Fred laugh, I said, Mary, take this, I'm going to dictate a message to Fred Allen. I want you to mail it for me. Say, dear Fred, when I was 10 years old, I could play the B too. Well, the next week, Fred had some stooges on who were supposed to have known me in Waukegan, Illinois, to prove that I couldn't play the B when I was 10 years old. The following week on my show, I brought people on from Waukegan who said I could play the B when I was 10 years old. And before we knew it, we were into the darndest feud you have ever seen, which was very funny. And the strange part of it is, I can safely say from 6 to 8 months with this feud, before we even called each other on the phone about it.
Jack, don't get excited. Look, if you're cheap, you're cheap.
That's the way I look at it. Some people save asparagus ends. It's a hobby. My hobby is not spending. I hate to get these big laughs on your program.
Probably the most satisfying event to Fred in the whole wonderful feud was the night he stole Benny's breeches.
Now, wait a minute. An expert operating the Hoffman pressing machine will press your trousers. Now, wait! Take as fast as you can, boys. King.
You bet I'll keep my shirt on.
We're a little late, folks. Tune in again.
Come on, Alan, give me my pants.
Quiet, King.
Alan, listen to Frank. Where are my pants?
Benny, for 15 years I've been waiting to catch you like
Alan,
this.
you haven't seen the end of me.
It won't be long now.
I want my pants.
What made the man so funny? We put this question to John Crosby.
A good deal of humor is just truth, just telling the truth. And Fred had that to a very great degree, a greater degree, I think, than most any man I ever saw. Many of his wittiest cracks were just something that was terribly true, but it never occurred to you until he said it.
Fred would always pick a big target.
John Royal.
Because if you're going to be provocative, and he was provocative, he made provocation, and people would take sides and they'd bow, and he went on the basis of using words instead of the old slapstick or the bladder. He would throw custard pies with words.
The policies of the major networks in regard to censorship today is much more adult than it was in Fred's early days, so that he was constantly at war with one vice president or another.
Fred was a rebel against authority.
Pat Weaver.
He objected to authority whenever it attempted to interfere with what he wanted to do. Fred actually was not a comedian who used blue material, but the censors were terribly cautious, shall we say, and would frequently read into the line something that was was not there.
Practically every big-name star was at one time a guest on Fred's show, but it was an unknown guest who brought along an eagle who set the spark for one of Fred's really unforgettable broadcasts. John Crosby recalls,
the night the eagle got loose was something Fred never quite got over. The eagle got loose and committed an indiscretion right on the audience. There were roars of laughter. Whether this really meant anything to the radio audience or not, I don't know, but they kept kidding about it for weeks and weeks later.
Well, it was a very large studio, and the eagle was bald-headed, as the American national bird is, but he became excited, and then flying from the stage to the rear balcony, his feathers flew. Needless to say, there have been no more eagles in studio.
The eagle has finally come to life. I think as long as Mr. Evans, I want to congratulate you. You were the first one to get a rise out of the eagle since he got up there. And I think as long as the eagle is a bird of prey, that we have just better discontinue the question and start praying. We have a loose eagle in the studio. Mr. Rockefeller's hurriedly building a lot of ad-lib exits here. So much time has been taken up with the Captain Knight around there with a pound of hamburger. Tried to get... Captain Knight was back there with a minute steak a little while ago, but it was too well done, and the eagle sent it back. Now, he just arrived with the proper steak, and I can assure you that Captain Knight has the eagle or vice versa.
Show business made Fred Allen a rich man, but he remained, throughout his life, a man of simple taste and modest habit. Twice a day, Fred used to stop at a newsstand at the corner of 57th and 7th Avenue and visit with newsboy Stanley Truklinski.
He did so much for so many people that so few knew really about. If you looked at his face, it looked so deadpan, unsmiling at times, but yet the man had a heart so much larger than the average person.
Probably the greatest pleasure his financial independence brought him was it enabled him to help other people. Writer Mort Green recalls an amusing account of Fred's generosity.
Fred, for many years, of course, was the easiest touch on Broadway or anywhere else. If a man once played with him in a bill in Topeka, Kansas, he then suddenly considered Fred 40 years later to be his uncle and wrote him a letter saying, "I need money." And Fred, of course, invariably would send it. And so there were many panhandlers around town, actual panhandlers, grifters, who would attach themselves to Fred and meet up with him wherever he went around town. Fred was a tremendous walker, a great walker. And every Sunday he used to go to Mass at St. Malachi's Church on 49th Street. And there was one fellow around town whose name was the Whistler. And he discovered that Fred was going to Mass at 11 o'clock every Sunday. And so he stationed himself along the line of march on 49th Street, a few doors up from the church, in front of a ticket office, a Broadway ticket office. And every Sunday when Fred would come by, he would say, "Hello, Fred," and Fred would say, "Hello, Whistler," and hand him $2. And this went on for a long time. As a matter of fact, it became such a routine that the Whistler got himself a little job in the ticket office running tickets for them. And one Sunday, Fred showed up, and there was no Whistler. And he looked into the ticket office, and one of the men from the ticket office came running out and said, "Fred, oh, Mr. Allen." He said, "Yes." He says, "Where's the Whistler?" And the man said, "Well, today was his birthday, so he took the day off. Would you give me the $2 for him?" And Fred said, yes, I would. And he handed him the $2 and started away. And then as an afterthought, he came back and he said, "Oh, by the way," said Fred, "would you tell the Whistler that I'm going to the coast for 8 weeks?" He says, "Here's $16 and I'll see him when I get back."
John Crosby.
He was always a target for out-of-work actors, and he used to carry, I remember, 3 or 4 different bundles of money, and he knew where the $5 bills and the $10 bills and the $1 bills were.
He was a constructive giver, too. He wasn't a soft touch. He was an understandable touch.
Uncle Jim Hawkins.
Here's what you call constructive help. Fella come up and he says, "Jim, could I see Fred?" Well, now, he's an old-timer, you know, a fella about 50. And, well, he says, "Tell you the truth, they're going to put the slug in the lock over at that flea bag that I'm living at over at 8th Avenue. He said, if I don't get $30, he says, I'll be carrying the banner, you know. Well, I says, one thing before I ask him now. Did you ever play on the bill with Fred? Oh, he says, 30-some years ago, but he wouldn't remember, Jim. I says, wait here a minute. I went in, Fred was busy writing, and I said, listen, do you ever remember an act named so-and-so and so-and-so? Oh, yes, Jim, yes. Gee, that was 30-some years. You know, he had the marvelous faculty of being able to reach into that pigeonhole and bringing that out. Yes, he says, sure, nice act, too. Why? Well, I says, he's here now, wants to see you. He says, well, sure, be glad to see him. He said, is this clamping the dentures? You know, that's the bite. That was his expression for putting the bite on. I said, yes, it is. Oh, sure, send him in. Now the fella comes in. He's Mr. Allen. Fred says it wasn't Mr. 30-some years ago at the Princess in Chicago and in Rockford and Joliet, Illinois. Gee, he says, I didn't think you could remember. He says, why not? You did a good act. You were nice people. Now, what's your problem? He told him in the hotel. Needed $30. He says, I hate to do it, but he says, I don't know. Well, he says, we can take care of that. That's no problem. But what are you going to do? Well, he says, I'm all washed up as far as show business is concerned. I know that. Eh? And I'm willing to work, but I can't get a job. Well, what kind of work? Well, he says, I'm handy around a gas station. You know, I'm not clever, but I'm handy around cars and things like that. So Fred gave him $100, a C note. Now, he set that man up in that job. He asked him if he needed any more money. He didn't. But the nicest part of the whole thing, he took that gas station telephone number, and once every week for almost a year, he would call it, and let's say for the want of a name, is this Hunt's gas station? Yeah. This is Fred Allen. Could I talk to my friend Tom Bailey? Only to give that fellow a standing among a lot of strangers.
Fred loved to eat, and he was especially fond of people who made an art of preparing and serving good food. Sue Chan recalls.
Once I remember, which I never forget, my place was burned down. So he called me at home right away. He said, Sue, I'm awfully sorry, heard that your restaurant burned down. What can we do? I said, Fred, everything gonna be all right. He said, well, you know, Porty and I, not much money, but we have a little bit put on the side. In case you need it, you can have it. So I told him, I said, Fred, I appreciate it. I might count on you, but I don't need it yet. So after we opened, and during the building, every day he passing by, he never failed to walk in, to peek in and look in, see how progress we're doing. The day first we opened, he returned. He come to congratulate us. This kind of thought and helpful and thinking toward people, I doubted very many that we're able to find today.
Biography in Sound will continue, transcribed after a brief pause for station identification.
We'll have the conclusion of Biography in Sound, Portrait of Fred Allen, from 70 years ago, May 29, 1956, when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues in a moment.
Keep your guard up. That's the key slogan of the 1950 National Guard recruiting drive, and it's a slogan as timely as today's headlines. More than ever before, America stands prepared, and the National Guard must recruit approximately 220,000 men as soon as possible. By joining the National Guard, young men will have the advantage of choosing their own unit and preparing themselves for promotion by being in a job for which they are best qualified. Investigate the National Guard now. Help America to keep up its guard.
Now the conclusion of Biography in Sound, 70 years ago, May 29, 1956, a portrait of Fred Allen.
Portrait of Fred Allen continues. Our narrator, Jack Haley.
Fred once said if he could choose some other profession, he would have become a writer. But he was a writer, a good one, as Harry Von Zell points out.
His ability to so delicately exaggerate and satirize commonplace characters everyone knows or has known resulted in many lasting creations. One could not forget such people as the leather-lunged, flagrant political orator of the South, Senator Claghorn.
They heard this character that later
he named Senator Claghorn, which, of course, made him famous more than anything else. The fact that Fred named him and wrote the material for him.
Kenny Delmar, sometimes better known as Senator Claghorn.
Fred Allen spent a great deal of time over each character portrayal or delineation in the writing of it. And when it came time to be done on the air, he never once gave the slightest kind of reading to follow. He felt that you were hired for the job, and he had confidence enough in you and in your interpretation that he never, as many directors will do, give you a different angle or a different idea or a different perception of what he meant. He expected you to know, and whether he was dissatisfied or not, you were never aware of it. In other words, Fred Allen was never, in the sense that we come to think of it now, a boss. He was always a friend. And, of course, this made his shows and his rehearsals the most unusual, the most dignified.
Another member of the Alley, Alan Reed, who played Falstaff Openshaw.
It was a wonderful device that Fred created, Allen's Alley. He always based his humor on current events, on topical things, which is why he was able to last so long and maintain so high a standard. He didn't have to dig in joke files and find jokes. He made his own jokes about things that were happening.
Well, Portland, here we are back in Allen's Alley. Say, the senator's home tonight. His hound dog is curled up there under the porch. See it?
Somebody now.
Yes, I know.
Claghorn's the name, Senator Claghorn.
I know. You're from Dixie.
When I eat crackers in bed, I only eat Georgia crackers.
Now, wait a minute.
When I leave New York, I always take the South Ferry.
Now, wait a look.
Way down upon the Swanee River.
Look, you're a little...
I'm singing Swanee song.
Well, I know what you're singing.
Show some reverence, son. Kneel down and uncover.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I wonder how Titus Moody is doing.
Howdy, Bub.
You're starting to sound like Dennis Day, Titus. Tell me, Mr. Moody, do you have any trouble sleeping?
I only half sleep.
Half sleep?
I got short eyelids.
Well, are you the only one awake on the farm?
My cow had insomnia. Your
cow didn't sleep at all?
The bags under her eyes were so big, I didn't know which end to milk.
You were confused, eh?
Yeah. First time I milked the wrong end and got 2 buckets full of homogenized tears.
Let's try this next door here.
No?
Oh, Mrs. Nussbaum.
You are expecting maybe Hoagie Carbuncle.
Tell me, Mrs. N, do you have trouble sleeping?
Who could sleep? Every night with his dreaming, my husband Pierre is waking me up.
He dreams, huh?
Always his different things.
Dreams these different things? How do you mean?
One night Pierre is dreaming he is the lone stranger.
Yeah?
All night long he is yelling, "Hi-ho, Silver!"
Hi-ho, Silver, huh?
Upstairs is living a Mr. Silver.
Yeah?
All night he is yelling back, "Hi-ho, Nussbaum!"
Hi, buddy.
Here, what's on the hot road in my name? I can't see the door.
Oh, how do you do? Ajax Cassidy. What is that green flag with the gold harp on it, Ajax?
Erin Gobra.
You mean you're celebrating?
Haven't you heard the news, you heathen infidel? Ireland is free.
Have you been celebrating all week?
Me boy, as soon as word reached Kerrigan's, we all drank a toast to the Republic.
Yes.
Then we drank a toast to Eamon de Valera.
Yes.
Next, a toast to King George.
Yes.
Then a toast to Martin Downey.
Yes.
Then a voice said, "This drink is on the house."
On the house.
How we all got up there, nobody knew.
Ajax, you are in bad shape.
I'm not long for this world.
Fred by now was at the top of his profession. He could have chosen his friends from among the famous, the brilliant, the great people of our times. More often he chose his friends for their own personal worth, as restaurateur Max Asness recalls.
There are some people, when they get on the top, they get so dizzy, and they look on people when they are not as successful as they are, and they look down on them. But Fred was a type that nobody was ever too small for him. He was never too big for anybody. He used to come in my place, and when he used to come in, you know, there are some people want privacy. He loved people, and that's the reason people loved him. He used to come in my place, he used to eat turkey and matches and orange juice. He was a good citizen, a good showman, and a good friend.
This is Jimmy Durante. Fred and I used to patronize the same restaurant, Luigini's on 48th Street, an Italian restaurant. Every other night that I used to go into Luigini's, Fred would be there at his regular table. So one night, he said, Jim, he says, come on in the kitchen with me. He says, I'm going to cook my own macaroni. So he goes into the kitchen. I goes in with him. Luigini goes in with him. And he puts the macaroni in the boiling water. And as we're talking and talking, all of a sudden, the bowl overflows and the joint is flooded with this water. So Luigini threw his boat out of the kitchen, and he was served that night at his regular table.
Fred ate in my place for 31 years and a half.
Luigino.
When he come into my place, he ate a big bowl of salad, special Luigino dress, with the cheese, with the Italian prosciutto, he call a ham, call any way you like, but that's called prosciutto. Now, next plate, they eat the Freddy, that's a big plate of spaghetti. A plenty garlic. All my place is smell garlic. I don't say stink, it's my smell garlic, and here, plenty. Oh, yes, my place is smell nice, you know. Oh, yes. You gotta love that man because he don't bother nobody. He's very plain, artist, and a sincere man. Very sincere.
Fred got a lot of pleasure out of writing to people, and witty and wonderful letters they were. Dennis Day.
When anyone received a letter from Fred Allen out here on the coast, it was like getting a first edition. Everyone would get a call, say, I want you to come over and read the letter, because it was invariably, there was such a funny letter. He loved to keep in touch with people, and he, all of his letters were in small letters. He never used any capitals, but they were always gems of wit.
Yes, and gems of wit they were.
Goodman Ace.
It was in one of the many acerbic letters I got from Fred when I was in Hollywood that he wrote his now famous description of the West Coast. California, he said, is a wonderful place to live if you happen to be an orange. One day I asked Fred why he always typed in lowercase. Doesn't the shift key on your typewriter work, Fred? And he said, yes, but I've never been able to shift for myself.
In spite of the fact that Fred lived directly across the street from a fashionable athletic club, he preferred to exercise at a YMCA several blocks away. Sometimes Harry Tugan would go over to the Y with Fred.
Fred was a creature of habit and routine, and anything that disturbed his habit disturbed him very much. His habit even went so far as to follow him into the gymnasium. I used to go to the YMCA with him about twice a week. Fred would be in working with a medicine ball, and he always threw the medicine ball exactly 100 times to this fellow who was working with him, and then boxed exactly 3 rounds, and then played 2 games of doubles and handball. And I remember once when he got a phone call after he'd only thrown about 50 medicine balls, and we had to leave in a hurry for some conference with an agent. And for the rest of that week, Fred was complaining about how he hadn't had a chance to work out that week and felt sluggish and not up to par. It was routine, and he had to stick with it.
One of Fred's pals at the YMCA was Joe DeGray.
We boxed, I guess about 10 years together, 2 or 3 times a week. Every once in a while, there'd be a check in the mail from me, $100 or $200. You never knew what it was going to be, even though I never expected anything. It was my pleasure. He was some man.
Another YMCA buddy, Mike Jakes.
Fred did call us his stable. And we all liked the idea. We liked the name stable. It seemed to bring us so much closer to him. It's a funny thing. As soon as Fred would hit the West Side YMCA there, things were quiet there until Fred got in. And then everybody seemed to be so enthused when they'd see him come in, because he always had a smile on his face and always something funny to say.
Most of the year, you'd find Fred either at some radio studio or hunched over a typewriter getting next week's shows ready. But when vacation time came around, he enjoyed going to Maine and visiting old friends there.
I'm Bill Mullen from Old Orchard Beach, Maine. I've known Fred Allen for over 20 years. I can always remember our golfing at the Orchard Beach Country Club summers. And, of course, Fred never played golf because he never did anything he wasn't perfect in, and, of course, golf wasn't one of them. But on these golfing outings, Fred would caddy for Rear Admiral Father Bob White, and one summer a song was very popular called Doin' the What Comes Naturally. And Fred made a verse up to this song that he dedicated to Father White. And I can remember it so well. It goes like this. Father White shoots very tight, tough shots he won't risk 'em. When he misses, all he says is Dominus Vobiscum.
My wife and I came to this country in 1946, and so it could be true to say that we came in just for the last act, a very glorious last act.
James Mason.
He was, in a sense, our welcoming committee. He gave us help in our life in New York. He helped us to feel at home in America. But most of all, he made us feel good. He made us feel good in this new country that we'd come to live in. He made us love New York. He made us love America. By no positive propaganda, I assure you. He just made us feel at home.
An endearing picture of Fred as the American in Paris is recalled by Tallulah Bankhead.
When Fred Allen and I worked together for 2 years on the big show, he was certainly the Rock of Gibraltar to all of us. And I remember, as I think you probably all know, who've read so much and heard so much about him, he was a deeply religious man. And every Sunday we'd break between about 10 and 11:30, and he and his beloved Portland would go to church. I remember I'd always say, well, darlings, burn a candle for me. And when we went to London and Paris to do the big show, when we were in Paris, Fred was a great walker, and he very rarely took a taxi or a car, and he wanted to find a church, and I asked him, couldn't I give them a lift in my car, and we had a French chauffeur, and he drove him to this beautiful church. And as Fred got out, he said, you think we'll need an interpreter in there?
Mort Green and George Foster.
In Paris, he came up with some of the funniest lines I personally have ever heard. He said that the food in Paris is served in flames. For the first time, the American in Paris enjoys food he can read by. He also had the great lines about the money. He said that, French money is made of ridiculously thin paper. And he said that it was the thinnest paper he'd ever seen in public. He also had lines like, French money is Kleenex with murals. He said he'd been blowing his nose in it for 5 days before he found out it was money. Practically nothing was sacred in that respect to Fred, and many people mistook this as bitterness, which it was not at all. It was the man's innate sense of what was comic and what was attackable in any given situation, and this included, incidentally, himself.
One of the great classics, humorous creations, came about when Fred and Tallulah satirized a Mr. and Mrs. Breakfast Team.
Hey, knucklehead. Get out of that bed. We've got a program to do.
Will you quit yapping? 6 o'clock in the morning. Who's up to listen to us? A couple of garbage collectors and some burglars, maybe. What a racket.
Well, if you want to go back to hustling gardenias in front of Charles, go right ahead.
Yeah, and what were you? Queen of the powder room at the brass rail. My mouth tastes like a sandhog just pulled his foot out of it. Kid, I'm sleepy.
Well, why don't you stay home some night and try sleeping?
Sleeping on that Pasternak Pussy Willow mattress? Pussy Willow. It's stuffed with cat hair. Every time I lie down on that cat hair, my back arches.
Oh, stop beefing. Here's your coffee.
Well, it's about time. What are you trying to do? Poison me?
It's that Maquista's Vita Fresh coffee. It won't kill you.
It won't, eh? Why do you think the government makes them put that skull and crossbones on the can? Look at that. I spilled some on my vest.
Oh, you're such a slob.
Yeah.
I'll get that bottle of little panther spot remover.
You're not putting any of that atom juice on me.
In 1955, Fred was awarded the Radio Pioneer's Citation for bringing to radio and television the finest traditions of the American stage for over 25 years. Fred Allen created characters of enduring and endearing quality. Who can forget his one long pan detective skit?
Greetings and shalom alaikum, kiddy. Detective One Long Pan, Oriental Sam Spade on job. All right, Louis, drop the gun. Long Pan catching everyone. All right, Louis, drop the gun. Ho-ho, Long Pan, an exceptional voice tonight. Maybe catch some fan letter from Jackie Eigen. China, clicky people. Duck soup for One Long Pan.
You Ling, Mr. Buffington?
Chong.
Long Pan.
Ding ho.
Ding ho.
Sing mu fu, sing tong.
Hui Fang Ling Lung Mu Gai Pan.
Mu gu gai pan.
Ding wu fu.
Ho la ma, ho la ma, ho la ma. Chong, Long Pan go to school together.
Hong Kong, you class of 28.
To the table down at Lom Fong. To the place where Su Chan dwell.
Now let's relive Fred's traditional Christmas show.
You see, being Santa Claus is just a pain in one century after the other. I'm giving the world back to Rand and McNally. I'm through.
Oh, please don't say that, Santa. Have pity on us kids. We'll have no toys.
Well, Santa ain't a-moving, son. This is one Christmas I'm going to enjoy in peace.
Please, Santa Claus.
Oh, shucks. Hush your crying, son. Hey, Ma.
Yes, Santa?
Where's my mittens, my bag, my reindeer, my sleigh?
Santa, you ain't a-going.
Yep, I'm a-going, Ma.
Honest, Santa Claus.
Yep, son, I changed my mind.
Oh, thank you, Santa.
Christmas ain't Christmas without Santa Claus. I'm giving the world one more chance.
Can I have a statement for all the kiddies, Santa?
You bet you can, Sonny. Just say, it's Merry Christmas. Hi, old dunder. Hi, old Blitzen.
He always had a little dab of humor. I call it little dabs because he issued them in dabs. You couldn't pin Fred down. He would have a dab of humor for everything.
Herb Schreiner.
Fred had one bit of philosophy which I think is worth remembering, along with a great deal of his humor, and that was that he once said that if you want what you have, you'll always have what you want.
In his last letter to Doc Rockwell, he wrote,
Doc, he says, I can't eat salt, I can't eat sugar, I can't have any meat, I can't lie on the sand, I can't go in the water. I may just as well stay down here and stay in a closet. And sort of a prophetic little part he had in there, I don't know how it came up, but he says the way to live is to live each day as if that day may be the last, and someday you'll be right.
His close friend, Donald Voorhees, remembers Fred at this time of his life.
Each year, Fred dreaded more the chore of this weekly radio program that he had to do, and toward the end of the season he'd be really quite beat. As a matter of fact, that brought on no question but what that brought on, the hypertension, high blood pressure, because it got to be more and more of just a dreadful chore as time went on, because Fred would never settle for repeats or imitations.
Fred looked at television with a jaundiced eye.
I have been in vaudeville, I have been in the theater, I've been in motion pictures, and I have been in radio. Currently, I am in trouble. Trouble spelled sideways is television. Television has not only changed the lives of the performers, but the lives of many innocent people. I heard of a sad case where, after a couple got married on the Bride and Groom television program, they learned that their marriage will not be legal in 12 states for 6 weeks until the kinescope is shown there.
In spite of his jokes about television, the medium appealed to his show business blood, and he couldn't stay away from it. Mr. Weaver.
Talent like Fred's was needed by television, and if it had not been for his health, he would have, I'm sure, lightened up his formula, and the Town Hall Tonight or its television version would have become one of the great classics of TV.
All his life, Fred had wanted to be a writer, and it was a source of great happiness to him that his Treadmill to Oblivion became a bestseller. When he died, he left behind an unfinished autobiography, which he wrote in a small, dusty office he rented for Mort Green and George Foster.
One of the most touching things was coming back to this office the Tuesday after Fred had died. He'd been there on Saturday. We hadn't been in the office for, 6 or 7 days. And we never quite were sure when Fred had been in the office. We knew he was there every day, and yet there was never any sign that Fred had occupied this place, except if you knew Fred. Everything was neat as a pin. The dust was still neat. He disturbed so little, and yet disturbed so much with his tremendous talent. But personally, he was the most methodical in the finer sense of what methodical means, rather than against the drudgery sense of it. We walked in that following Tuesday and opened the refrigerator, and there were the 2 bottles of apple juice and the 4 or 5 pieces of fruit and the little container of cottage cheese. And in the bottom of the wastebasket, which was quite clean, were a few little shavings from the pencils he had sharpened, the last pencils he had sharpened. But when I opened the secretary drawer, and in it were 12 brown paper bags neatly folded. These were the bags with which he had brought to work the fruit, the apple juice, and so on. He never threw them away in case we might possibly need them.
And on the big show, there was a theme song written by Magic Wilson that we always ended the show with. And I would like to end this tribute by quoting the last line on the big show. May the good Lord bless and keep you until we meet again. Good night, darling.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Eminence Francis Cardinal Spellman, Archbishop of New York.
What I always admired about Fred Allen was the same quality that Will Rogers possessed as a great interpreter of American life. The quality was essential and unassuming charity. He loved and served his God and country well. He was kind and helpful to his neighbor, and his neighbor was every human being. He was ever ready in his help to those in need, and was especially loyal and generous to those of his own profession. His humor, universal and popular as it was, never was offensive. Fred was a truly religious man. He frequented the famed Actors Church, St. Malachy's, close to the glittering lights of Broadway. And in the midst of those lights, he lived his life publicly, but also quietly, as he humbly practiced his faith. Fred Allen loved life and lived it well, but was conscious that earthly life is a preparation for life eternal. He made his diagnosis of life and his prognosis of afterlife in the language of the theater. This is only the prologue here. The big show is up above.
You have been listening to Biography in Sound, which tonight presented transcribed a portrait of Fred Allen. We wish to express our appreciation to our moderator, Jack Haley, and to the few of Fred's many friends who appeared on the program. On the NBC staff, our thanks go to Earl Hamner, writer, Robert Wogan, director, and to the many who helped in its preparation. This is Ed Hurley. This has been an NBC Radio Network production.
From 70 years ago, May 7th, 1955, Fred Allen, Biography and Sound from 1956, May 29th. Up next, we'll spend some time in Wistful Vista. See what's going on with Fibber and Molly, shall we?
Hello, I'm Jack Lemmon. I'm always glad when an opportunity presents itself to say a good word for Goodwill Industries. You know why? Because I thoroughly approve of the way this nonprofit organization helps handicapped people to help themselves. Instead of giving charity, they provide jobs so physically impaired men and women can earn their livings. In providing jobs, they provide self-respect, pride, and a sense of accomplishment. Now, you and I are asked to help only by giving the things we no longer use. It's through the repair and restoration of useful articles that jobs for the handicapped are created. So won't you join me in expressing your friendliness and thoughtfulness towards these courageous men and women who are helping themselves against terrific obstacles? Every time you have repairable clothing and household items to give away, phone for a Goodwill truck to stop and collect them.
Hey, we wrap up this hour of classic radio theater and this 2-hour block of classic radio theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of Fibber and Molly going back 71 years, May 7th, 1955.
It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly. Sundays through Thursdays, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Len Levinson and directed by Max Hutto. We'll hear today's story in a moment, but right now Molly has something on her mind.
Reading the papers these days sure gives me the willies, McGee. Look at these headlines. Hospitals handling more patients than ever. Accident rate equals 1952 high. Common colds...
Sure does make a man stop and think. You know, maybe that's why a lot of folks are buying Prudential sickness and accident plans these days.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure there will always be everyday living money coming in when they're laid up.
And especially when you consider all that Prudential sickness and accident plans can do for a family.
Yeah. If you qualify, they can pay you a regular tax-free income while you're sick or injured and unable to work at your job. Or they can help pay your hospital and surgical expenses. They'll even do both if you set it up that way.
Well, that's an advantage.
Sure is. But most important of all, the Prudential Income Protection Plan covers you for just about every kind of accident and every type of sickness or disease.
So, friends, call your Prudential agent tomorrow about these wonderful plans provided by the company with the strength of Gibraltar. They won't make sickness and accident a pleasure, but they sure can take a lot of the worry out of it.
Mrs. Molly McGee of 79 Wistful Vista has an important appointment downtown this morning. She's upstairs getting dressed right now, and downstairs her husband is saying...
That's right, Docky. They tapped her for jury duty.
Well, good for her. Should be an interesting experience for her.
Yeah, she's real tickled to death about it. Molly always has wanted to serve on a jury anyhow. She's never done it before.
Should be an interesting experience.
Matter of fact, I tried to get her on a jury a couple of years ago. They had a guy up in court charged with hitting a cop over the head with a bartender. I suggested Molly for the jury, but she flunked out some of the questions.
Flunked the questions?
Yeah. They asked her if she knew the defendant, and that was Uncle Dennis, and that was all.
Yeah, the courts are sort of funny that way.
Well, this will be her first time in the jury box, and I'm going to brief her on things. You know, tell her what to expect and what to do, you know.
Look, my boy, do the kid a big favor and tell her nothing. She'll be a much happier girl without a lot of wrong advice from you to foul her up.
What do you mean, tell her nothing? Look, there's a couple of pretty big cases coming up in court today, and she might be on one of them.
Sure.
You think I'm going to let my wife walk into one of them trials ignorant? Not knowing a thing about whether the guy is guilty or not? Don't be ridiculous.
Look, blunderhead, a juror is not supposed to know anything about a case in advance. That's what the court
Well, if them judges want a jury box full of ignorant jurors, that's their business, but not my wife. I keep my wife well informed on everything.
Oh, brother.
You betcha. I read all about a couple of big cases in the paper this morning, and I'm going to bring her right up to date before she leaves here.
But, McGee, don't you see that she's supposed...
Honestly, Doctor, do you think I'd let my wife sit down in that jury box and have to depend on two loud lawyers to make up her mind for her? Especially two lawyers that probably can't even agree themselves whether the guy's guilty or not? That's the silliest attitude I ever heard.
Well, dearie, I'm ready to... Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble. I wondered who McGee was talking to.
Just a little legal discussion, my dear. Say, you look pretty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did McGee tell you I'm finally going to serve on a jury, Doctor?
Sure. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been called a couple of times before, but we're always either out of town or sick or something.
You got a few minutes now before you have to leave, kiddo, so I'll sort of give you an idea of what to expect.
Oh, I'll be all right.
Now, I don't know what case they'll put you on down there, but I've been reading the papers carefully, and I want to brief you on a couple of crooks that I read about in case you get them.
Oh, McGee, I don't think you should discuss
It's
this.
okay, you got plenty of time.
I know, but we shouldn't.
Now, if you get the case of that tax collector...
Oh, no, don't do
the
that.
one that absconded with that waitress from the cafeteria and $80,000 that they just brought him back from Mexico, throw the book at that bum.
McGee, for goodness sakes, I want to serve on a jury today. Now, you'll get me thrown off before I start.
Well, I'm just trying
Please, don't help me.
Okay. I just thought some instructions might help you to...
Well, thank you very much, sweetheart, but I'll give you some instructions.
Okay.
Now, listen, the laundryman is due today, and the laundry's right there in the front hall.
Okay, I see it. What about my lunch?
A typical McGee question.
There's meat in the refrigerator and some potato salad. And now, if Mrs. Morley calls about my dress, tell her I'll phone her tonight about a fitting.
Okay. Is there any canned chili?
In the cupboard.
With beans?
Yes. And your blue suit is on the back porch for the cleaner to pick up. Now, I've got to run or I'll be late.
Okay, kiddo. Happy jury duty.
Good luck, Molly.
Bye.
Well, there she goes, Doc. Off to do her civic duty like a good citizen.
Backbone of the nation, our women folk.
You betcha. I'm proud of her, Doc. You know, there's something I wish I'd have said to her before she left.
What's that?
Molly, I wish I'd have said, where's the can opener?
Oh.
Because I never can find the dad-ratted can opener, and I'll starve to death if I can't open a can.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute. When you look ahead to retirement, what do you see? A rocking chair or a road map? For most folks, retirement isn't what it used to be. Rocking chairs have been replaced. Today, folks look ahead to that long postponed trip, that cabin in the country. And what about you? Are you planning today so your plans will materialize later on? Buying United States savings bonds on the payroll savings plan is a way of saving especially geared to such long-range programs. You can save good-sized amounts for the future without cutting corners today. With payroll savings, your employer sets money aside for you before every payday. That way, you never miss it. Yet payday after payday and year after year, your collection of savings bonds grows. When you're ready to retire, your bonds pay back $4 for every 3 you put in. Even more if you've held them beyond maturity. Look ahead to your future with United States savings bonds. Join the payroll savings plan today.
Yep, that's what she's doing, Wimp. Jury duty.
Oh, good for her.
I feel it's one's duty, you know, to make sacrifices for one's community. So when the thing come up, I says, go ahead, I says. I'll make the sacrifice, I says. I'll fix my own lunch and look after the house, I says.
Oh, you're a real Spartan, Mr. McGee.
Yeah. Now, hand me the phone again, will you? I'll try that call again.
All righty. Here you are.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the county courthouse. Jury commissioner's office. Hello, jury commissioner's office? You found out where Mrs. Molly McGee's been assigned to jury duty yet? It can't be a secret, Bud. I'm her husband, and she don't have secrets from me. Huh? Because I want to know where to come and pick her up when it's time to come and pick her up. That's why I want to know. Oh, Judge Pickerel's court, huh? Well, thanks and goodbye.
Well, congratulations, Mr. McGee. Persistence does pay after all.
Don't take me more than 5 phone calls to find out. Now to call Pickerel's court.
But why do you have to phone Mrs. McGee?
I can't find the can opener anywhere, and without the can opener, I can't get started on anything. The cans for lunch, unscrewing and adjusting the flame regulator on the stove, and smoking, and prying the ice cubes out.
Smoking?
Well, I'm out of cigars, and I'm out of change, and the can opener works the combination on the piggy bank. So I can get the change I need to get the cigars. Hello, operator. Give me Judge Pickerel's courtroom in the courthouse. It's urgent, so... That
rat them officious court officials. That must be the 7th time they give me the brush off.
Well, after all, Mr. McGee, they do have a trial they're trying to conduct.
The way them guys act, you'd think I was trying to interfere or something. My gosh, all I want them to do is call Molly out of the jury for a minute and ask her where she hid the can opener.
It does seem a simple request.
Certainly. Hey, here, Wimp, you try it. They don't know your voice. You know, just ask for Judge Pickerel and tell him you want to talk to Mrs. Juror McGee. Go ahead.
Well, I'll try. Although when I talk to a judge, my voice always breaks, and I Simply no use, Mr. McGee. The judge himself threatened me with contempt of court if he ever traced the call.
Well, I ain't licked yet. I'll think of something. Let's see who this is. Oh, hi, sis. Trot right in.
Hi, Mr. McGee. Oh, hi, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, Teeny.
Oh, come on in. Make yourself at home.
Gee whiz, if I want to make myself at home, I'd be there. I want to make myself at home. That's why I came over here.
Say, I got an idea. Teeny, I want you to call up Wistful Vista 2311 on the phone and ask for Judge Pickerel's courtroom, and when you get the courtroom, you say, I want to talk to my mama, Mrs. McGee. Okay?
Well, okay. Hand me the phone.
Good.
Here you are, Teeny.
Wistful Vista 2311. Ask for Judge Pickerel. And when you get Judge Pickerel, you say, I want to talk to my mama, Mrs. McGee.
Okay, and then Hello? Judge Pickerel? Lady said for me to wait. Hello, is this Judge Pick? Oh, it is? Well, Mr. McGee says I want to talk to my mama, Mrs. McGee, and gee, Judge, I didn't know his mama was down there.
Hey, that's not the... No, Teeny.
What's she down there for, Judge?
Oh.
Is she in trouble? What kind of trouble? Oh, he hung up.
Oh, for that rat-a-teeny, that's not what But...
The whole thing sounds awful silly to me, mister. I tried, but gee. Oh, hi, Miss McGee. Goodbye now.
Molly!
Hello, Teeny. Bye.
Oh, gee whiz, kiddo. How'd you get home so early?
I guess I'm just not destined to ever serve on a jury.
Huh?
Darn it. I wanted to so badly, but I'm going to give up.
What happened, Mrs. McGee?
They dismissed us. Right in the middle of a case. Sent us home.
Sent you home? Why?
Well, they wouldn't tell us. Very mysterious. But we all got the feeling that somebody was trying to tamper with the jury.
No kidding. Jury tampering, huh? Boy, that's a felony.
Well, they didn't say so for sure, but the judge made a couple of veiled hints about someone attempting to contact a certain juror and dismissed us. Such an interesting case, too. Assault and battery. Man was accused of hitting his wife because she wouldn't stop telephoning him at work while he was busy.
Telephoning? Oh, I'll bet I know why.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you have to rush off, Wimp. I'll take you to the door, boy.
Well, I'm not going
I'm glad you're home, Molly, because where's the can opener?
But
I'm starving, and without the can opener... Well, goodbye, Wally.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Tuesday night is your night to hear another of the great hour-long radio adaptations of one of Hollywood's smash film successes. Glamorous stars and glittering personalities give top performances on Lux Radio Theater, heard over NBC. Each week, star and story combine to give you a memorable hour of radio listening. Make a date to hear Lux Radio Theater Tuesdays on NBC. And for another high in radio entertainment, NBC brings you Jack Webb in Dragnet. Long a listening favorite, Dragnet continues to bring you radio realism at its exciting best. Be sure to hear Jack Webb as Joe Friday on Dragnet, Tuesdays on NBC. All cases are taken from the files of the Los Angeles Police Department. And for added listening enjoyment, you'll find that whimsical MC Art Linkletter proving once again that people are funny. So listen to NBC Tuesdays for Lux Radio Theater, Dragnet, and People Are Funny.
Darn it. I wish I could figure out who was trying to tamper with that jury and why. That's the darndest thing.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
I guess you're right.
Both of us worried about it. If she finds out I ever did.
What'd you say?
I said good night.
Oh, good night, all.
Fibber McGee and Molly is an NBC Radio Network production, transcribed with Bill Thompson as Mr. Wimple and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. This is John Wald inviting you to join us again tomorrow night on Fibber McGee and Molly.
71 years ago, May 7th, 1955, Fibber McGee and Molly here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for being with us on this Saturday. Join us tomorrow for Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve, Robert Young as Father Knows Best, Jack Benny, and he thinks he's going to get fired, and an episode of My Friend Irma starring Marie Wilson, and Claudia's back for a Sunday. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater right here. I'm Wyatt Cox.